What's your name?
Candace.
I'm Ruben.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
And welcome to Punch Drunk Sports, where winners
We're live.
win. We are live.
Ari, we're live.
Ari, we are live. Joining us in studio, he runs a wonderful show at the Laugh Factory called Ruby Tuesdays. He's a wonderful comic. He's a killer of killers. Please welcome Ruben Paul, everybody.
What up, what up, what up, what up?
How are you, buddy?
I'm fantastic. I'm happy to be here, and I'm ready to talk sports.
Yeah, I'm super excited. You and I are like probably all the same teams, probably outside of the NBA.
Yes.
You're
I'm Raiders, Dodgers, Lakers.
I'm a Raiders.
Gross.
Okay.
I'm a Raiders, Dodgers, Clippers.
So you guys can
Clippers?
have a Lakers
Yeah.
Clippers war.
Now, are you Clippers because you hate Laker
no,
fans?
no.
Yeah,
or
that's
you
why
been
I am.
Clippers because you've been down with them from day one.
I've been down with them since like
Doc
Lamar
Rivers.
Odom.
20 years.
Yeah, I mean like I was a Knicks fan
I
back
got on
then.
board on this shit. Remember that?
Oh, Miles.
Yeah.
That's right when I
Darius-
moved here.
Darius Miles.
That's
Yeah.
right when I
Yeah.
moved here, and I just hated Laker fans. I'm all Chicago sports except for Falcons, but I'm all Chicago sports. So when I moved here, I'm like, I can't go from Bulls to Lakers. Like I'm gonna get everybody that knows me will kill me.
I mean like
Yeah.
Shaq.
Why would you want to go from counterfeit to the original?
I mean Shaq's one of my favorite players of all time. Magic Johnson, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
The year Shaq got here is the year I got here.
Oh, wow.
Coincidence? I don't think so.
Yeah.
Shaq was when you could still root for the Lakers. They were still friendly and fun. And then when he left, it was like all that was left for that fucking garbage leader.
Yeah.
know,
So let me ask you
kind of-
something, Ruben.
What
As
up?
a Laker fan,
Yes.
is there this weird thing where you're excited for the Lakers to be great, but you know if they go to playoffs, every comedy show is going to shit the bed. No one's going to go
It's
watch
the
it.
worst, man.
It's like
Lakers
even
kill
worse
comedy.
than the Lakers. Even worse than the Dodgers.
Yeah.
They're
Oh,
good for
absolutely.
comedy.
Yeah, absolutely. When the Lakers are playing in the playoffs, when you're doing a show, I mean, some gigs, like obviously if you work in the clubs, you're working the clubs. But if you're doing like some shitty like
Bar
one nighter,
gig, yeah.
then like a lot of the bars will not start the comedy show
Until after.
until after the game. So you're starting the show.
It's even worse when they do. You ever do like a gig and then
Yeah.
like the Laker game's on in the back and then like
I've done
everyone
those
will
gigs.
cheer in the middle of a setup and you're like, oh, I guess they just hit a 3-pointer or something.
I did stand up in Modesto. Why the biggest Laker comeback ever against the Dallas Mavericks during the highest point of the war between the Kings and the Lakers.
Oh, wow.
And Modesto's right next to Sacramento, so
Exactly.
they were just huge Kings. And like a jumbotron, I had to do stand up in front of the jumbotron. I just stopped and I started doing play-by-play. It was fucking nuts.
Yeah, the city shuts down when the Lakers are
Shuts
good.
down.
It shuts down.
Ow.
Is there any team? How about Yankee games? When the Yankees are in the World Series, is New York City?
I don't know. They haven't been in the World Series since I've been here.
No, I mean like playoffs.
No, it's not a bandwagon thing like in LA. There's plenty of people here who just don't like sports. It's such a built-up city instead of out that it's not like we're gonna have a Yankee party. That just doesn't really happen. Plus,
Yeah.
there's two teams, so there's plenty of Mets fans.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Two legit teams. You know,
it's a good point.
it just doesn't do the same thing in the playoffs.
Dates out the gates, Ruben. You got any dates coming out that people can come see you?
Where I'm in Houston, November 8th and 9th.
Where you playing?
I don't know. I just got the date like last week.
That's
got it
great. I
over
love
hand.
Houston.
Where I'm, and then you know, I'm just around town right now.
Around town.
Working on a couple.
Go
things.
to your website.
Yes, like, they can follow me, find me.
RubenPaul.com.
RubenPaul.com. I am Ruben Paul on social media.
I am Ruben Paul. Okay, next, Ari.
I got I'm doing my Jew hour at the Comedy Store November 6th, Election Day.
Oh,
And I got storytelling show in Phoenix, 27th. And I don't know, that might be it.
What
Dana
about-
Chanel and I
yeah,
are
I
doing
was
Shooter.
like, what about Shooter?
What about Shooter, man? Everybody's excited
Yeah, we're doing
about.
Live table read November 11th in New York at the Bell House. Tickets at arithegreat.com.
Boom. Jason, you got any dates?
Like all of us, I'll be at the All Things Comedy Fest the 26th, 7th, and 8th. Right? That's right.
Yeah.
In Phoenix. So come get that. I believe our show is Friday at 4:30.
Saturday.
Saturday? Is that right? Saturday at 4:30? 4:30. That's the live Punch Drunk. And that's where we are going to be doing the live performance of Steve Renazizi performing his gay porno scene.
Hold on. Does he know he's going to do that?
It's his idea.
Yeah.
And
Idea.
yep, we talked about it the whole time we were at the tailgating party. And people will not be allowed to use your phones. So if you're coming to this, you have to turn your phone in. No video, no recording, no anything. But Steve Renazizi will be
Well,
reenacting
I think that would be good for his career.
the 3-minute. Yeah, probably. Well, at least
Hey,
in the
Zach.
gay porn world. So he'll be reenacting the 3-minute gay porn scene directed by Neil Brennan that the three of us write for him.
Oh, that's going to
Neil
be
Brennan's
fun.
Neil
Fun,
Brennan's
fun.
directing it. So come watch that, and that's it. Suck it. Get your dick sucked.
This Friday, I am at the Philly Punchline. It's Tinfoil Hat Comedy Night, live at the Philly Punchline. Myself, Eddie Bravo. It's a Friday at 10 o'clock show. And then Sunday, I'm back in the homeland, back in the 607.
Going back to Africa.
Going back, 315-607.
The 222.
Yep, we're going to be at the Syracuse Funny Bone. Eddie Bravo, myself, my mother, all live there. And then I will be doing the House of Comedy in Arizona at the end of the month during my birthday and during the All Things Comedy Festival. So I might be popping in some shows over there.
You'll be on
I'm
the
going
Punch
to try to do the Punch Drunk
You will.
podcast. And okay, all right, that's
You will.
aggressive. And then Texas, I'm coming out there. Go to all my dates are at samtripoli.com. I'm doing Dallas, Houston, and Austin. That's November 2nd, 3rd, and 4th.
Also, all my dates are at samtripoli live.com.
So where do we want to go? We want to start baseball. We
I
want
want
to
to
start
like
football.
Let's have a quick dialogue, real quick. Just the three of us. We got to really think about writing this script because in 2 weeks we have to have this funny ass script for Renazizi to make out with a guy, and we got to find a guy he's going to be making out with.
Yeah, we got to find a local gay.
Oh, you know, we
Maybe
got
being
a local
gay
gay would be great.
Anybody in Phoenix area that's gay or would like to kiss, because
Should we have an audition?
ooh, that's good. That could be a good
Live
maybe.
audition?
Well, if
Live stream the
if
audition.
more than one guy shows up, the gay ready to make out with Steve, because we went through Johnny and I went through the bylines of this.
Yes.
Here's what it says: no insertion,
Okay.
no penetration, groping okay, kissing okay.
Kissing okay.
So really the climax of this will
2018.
have to be him having a kiss with this guy.
Wow.
So we could audition 3 people, have them read lines, and then we pick who does it.
Also do it the way that they do on Saturday Night Live. What's the guy that did Nick Kroll and him and the other guy? They do the 2 old dudes. What's his name? Mulaney.
Mulaney.
Mitch Mulaney?
Yeah, no, not Mitch Mulaney, but John Mulaney.
John Mulaney, yeah, that's right.
right.
Yeah, John Mulaney. Yeah.
So who's the guy that would do like the weird like emo
Oh,
guy?
yeah,
And
yeah.
how he would just read
so
the
funny,
cards.
yeah. He's so funny, yeah.
We should loosely script it and then throw up what they say.
Yeah.
Like write it on a card and
Yeah.
they have to repeat what it
I
said.
love that idea. Stump him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just as we go, I think you would be great at
Yeah,
that.
yeah, that's
you
great.
and Ari would be really
That's
fun.
funny. That's funny. I'm fine with that.
3-page porn script, though, right? That's what it is. 3-page porn script.
Yeah.
So it's like a 5-minute scene. It's a 5-minute scene. So maybe we
Do they
pick
have
up
to
at-
be off? Do they have to be off
The
book?
local gay comedians who audition.
I don't think there's
if
any
you don't
way
get
they're off
picked,
book.
You can.
What, Ari?
What'd you say, Ari?
The local gay comedians who don't get picked, you guys can still be in the side, just kind of jerking off.
I'm fine with that.
All right.
We're going to get in trouble for
Our
nudity
pop-up
again.
studios now
Sounds
come a gay
horrible.
bathhouse. Come a gay
Yeah.
bathhouse.
But,
T-shirt.
I mean, maybe we can send them in as like Sam's saying, like an improv, like the pizza guy walks in. Now Renazizi's in double trouble.
Yeah,
You know,
I like it.
maybe
I like
all of
it.
them get booked.
I love it. I think
If
it's
you are gay and you want to kiss Steve Renazizi and you live in the Phoenix area, please come audition for our big movie.
yeah.
Do we have a title of this?
Yeah, what should we call this? Do we have an idea? Shooter 2?
Like
Electric Boogaloo?
Gosh. Rebuilding Tower 2?
9/11, yeah. I was saying 9/11.
That would be
Rebuild.
hilarious.
There's that new
Rebuilding
show
Tower
911 on
No.
Fox. I say we call this 912.
We should call it 910 the day before. Steve could have stopped it, but he's too busy having gay sex.
That's so funny. I think that's our jump off point right there. This is September 10th. Let's call it September 10th.
He's not gonna do it.
He has no choice.
Did he agree to this? Like,
Oh,
he
yeah.
signed
He lost
off?
a bet. He
He
lost a bet.
Damn.
I'm thinking something along the lines of like Tracy getting back at him for all the wrongs he's done her and making her like cucking him.
Oh,
Making
like
him
a
her
strap-on
watch him
type thing?
Get gay bang.
Remember when he stayed on your couch and you made him sleep in the sunshine and with no blanket?
Hot. It was fucking LA heat, man. There's no AC up in the common room. I guess I could have opened my door and let the AC flow out, but that's a waste.
Before Steve married his wife, he got busted being shady, and then she kicked him out of the house, and then so he's like, Ari, can I stay at your place? And then he's like, yes, but I'm going to torture you for this. I think what you did was stupid, and she's a good girl, and you're going to marry her one day.
Ari doesn't believe in cheating.
Made-
Very
Made her
against it.
sleep.
Right.
He
I believe
made
it's possible.
he made
He somehow
Steve sleep
disposed
in
of
like a bag of potatoes or some shit, and then like the sun would be cracking in, and he didn't give him a blanket, and he's like, it was literally it was like being at a concentration camp. You reverse Jewed him, didn't you?
Yeah, I did first. That's a good point. I never knew what it was called until now, but yes.
It was the reverse Jew.
Fun times. All right.
So yes, we got to get that together, and let's talk during the week. The three of us work the script. We'll start punching shit up, and because that's going to be nothing but hilarities. So
When are you doing the drag walk?
Tuesday,
Tuesday, the drag walk?
1
is?
week from today is when I want to do it. Are we cool with that?
Johnny. Okay.
cool
Sounds
with that?
really excited about that.
What the hell is the drag walk?
Oh,
What have you
You
walked
guys are
into?
just dropping shit.
I also-
like that's normal. Hey, the drag walk. Like
I
we're all
also-
supposed to know that.
I also lost a bet to Ari where I have to dress like a tranny and hang around where all the trannies are for 1 hour after midnight.
He has to do the stroll.
Oh shit! The whole stroll after midnight.
Yeah.
I love
After
that it's all
midnight-
happening. Can you guys hear me? I can't hear myself.
I can
Yeah, I
hear
can
We
you.
can hear you.
After midnight, we let it all hang out.
I guess
Well,
I'm
I
not
hear you
ever
all.
making any bets with
that
any
better?
of you guys.
Oh, come on, man. It's
Wow.
fun. Oh, you don't even want to know what we got to do on the 23rd, dude.
What's on the 23rd?
We have to shove hot dogs in our butt.
These two have to put a hot dog.
His
what
face, like each
the
time, is like, "What is
fuck
happening
is
on this
happening
show?"
here?
They have to put.
Do you want to do a bet? Like, does it sound like you
I
want to
just
bet with
bet
any
for
of us?
cash.
Oh shit!
What?
I told you this. I don't think I told you this, Ari, and I didn't tell you this.
What?
You didn't tell Ruben this either.
Definitely
yeah.
not. One of my the guys I work with, one of my in my department at Red Zone, won $20,000 on did a $4,000 parlay on all 5 fights.
Oh, my God.
Hit all 5. Had Khabib. 20 grand, bro.
Makes me want to cry.
20
Why?
grand.
What did he
Just
put
want
down?
That. Like, it's just
I
like,
think
of all the
3 or
bets
4
we
3
do
or
that we
4.
don't get.
Oh wow.
3 or 4 grand. His account was like really up because they bet on football like crazy. These other 2 guys. There's 3 of us in my department. The other 2, they just bet like crazy.
He does the NFL Red Zone.
Yeah, I had to research for the Red Zone channel.
Oh okay.
Okay, so
Dope.
Head of research.
that's all right.
I love it.
Thanks. And
You walk around the lab coat?
Name dropper.
No, not in the least bit. I get yelled at all day long. One time, like last week, when the Falcons lost to Cincinnati, I threw my clipboard.
Okay,
I
not your stethoscope?
I threw my rosters. I took my headset off, handed it to somebody, threw my Falcons hat, and then Andrew Siciliano, the host of the show, goes, Tebow, you're killing me right now. Killing me. Whatever it is you do, go outside, smoke pot, whatever it is you do every day, just come back different. Come back different, he says. So for 14 years, I'm like, wow, I never knew he knew I was leaving and smoking pot every day. Clearly he knows. You know what I mean? And he's
Whatever you
come,
do."
come back, go do that, and come back different.
Why
'Cause
were
I was
you-
so mad about the Falcons in Cincinnati.
Why were you wearing a Falcons hat?
I'm a huge Falcons fan.
Oh, really?
Yeah, diehard. Yeah.
I thought you were a Chicago team.
I am all Chicago sports, but only because when I was 8, my uncle
He
lived
got
in
touched
Atlanta.
by a Cubs.
Yeah, I got touched by a Cub.
There's
I
a
can't-
soft spot for Cubs.
I came. My uncle, when I was 8, my uncle brought me a Falcons hat in Chicago, and I was like, "Oh, this might be right when I was getting into football, and then football cards, and then Madden."
So you've
and
never
then
been
Deion.
you've never been a Bears
I'm a
fan?
Bears sympathizer.
Oh, okay.
80, I'm a
Do you have a
Bears
second
sympathizer.
team?
Bears would be my
in
second
football?
team. I'm really digging the Rams, though. Rams are fun.
Yeah, me too.
Rams are fun.
I'm not mad at the Rams because they're an LA team, so I like to see them do well. But to full on, it takes a lot of energy to root for one fucking team. I'm
Yeah.
not one to
Sure
do
does.
2 and 3.
Especially when they're
Sure does.
draining you. They're
Yeah.
draining you. Ask Ari what his teams are. You're going to love this.
your
Oh,
teams
yeah,
are?
He's
yeah.
all over
Who are
the
your
map.
teams are?
Manchester United.
Floyd Mayweather. Floyd Mayweather.
The Lakers, Floyd Mayweather, Muhammad Ali. What we got? The Boston Bruins. No, excuse me, Chicago Blackhawks. I forget who's the best team in
I
hockey,
think
but we're
it's
gonna have
the
it down. That's
Edmonton
what I like.
Oilers.
Why are you so all over the place, dude?
He only roots for winners and
No.
the Pelicans.
He's Yankees. He's Yankees. Cowboys.
He's everything that you've been brainwashed by commercials and
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
hilarious.
America's team.
He's
So
Yankees.
All Americans
Whatever.
team.
He's
All Americans
Yankees,
team.
Cowboys, and Trump.
Yeah. He likes the only one he doesn't like. The only weird one is the Pelicans. That's the only.
And Capital.
And the
Why,
Capitals.
why the
Yep.
Pelicans?
Dude, I heard I heard it's a nightmare.
And then I moved with them, and then fucking what am I going to do?
I heard the eyebrow wants to come to fucking the Lakers.
I hear he wants to go to Boston. He just
Well,
Yeah.
you know, he just signed
He's-
with LeBron's.
LeBron's.
Oh, that's him coming to
son
Lakers
was
is
mad.
so
Listen,
gross.
I'm fine.
I'll
with
leave.
it.
I'll leave.
What do you mean you'll
I'm
leave?
fine
What?
with
I'll go back
town?
to Chicago. Yep.
You're gonna
If
leave town.
He comes here. That's it. Bye.
So that's it.
Bye,
So we have
Fish
to
Lisa.
hope that he doesn't come here.
Oh yeah, you do.
He also wants to also possibly play with Boston.
Interesting. You hear Kyrie said he wants to stay in Boston now.
I like that. I like Boston being keeping the
They are
pendulum even.
Boston is loaded, but they have a lot of players who do exactly the same thing.
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
know? So it's going to be interesting on how that works. But they have a great fucking coach. Man.
We'll see how Hayward does coming back. If he is an all-star level guy, you know,
will be.
That's a great backcourt.
You don't think he will be?
I think so. With that surrounding cast around him, I think he will be. He's
will be.
special.
I just can't believe the Lakers are just allowing a year of LeBron to go by. Now we'll see Brandon Ingram. He's been pretty good in the
What do you
preseason.
think you go by?
What?
Here's the thing.
What do
Allow
you
him
mean?
to go by.
Yeah.
Because like
He's saying that they're going to be a waste with Ingram.
You're
and
saying they
Kuzma
give
and
him
all
a
the young
grace
guys.
period.
I'm
They're giving
not
him a
saying
grace.
I'm saying they might do well, but why wouldn't you want to load up with LeBron right now?
But this is my theory on it. Steph and Clay, speaking of the Warriors, weren't Steph and Clay the first few years they were in the league. I mean,
Right.
people thought Steph Curry was going to be a backup when
Right.
he came to the NBA.
Dorito ankles.
Yeah, and then these two guys,
What a great band name.
became superstars. You know, they had a coach that, you know, and Mark Jackson at the time, who just infused them with confidence. You're the man, et cetera, and they became stars. What if Kuzma and Ingram make that next leap and become superstars? Aside,
Yeah, what if?
with
It's
LeBron?
possible.
It's possible.
I think Lonzo Ball's going to be great.
I think so
I
too.
don't. I actually don't.
I think
I
people,
do.
any guy who can pass and get other players involved, people want to play with them. There's always a place on the roster for guys like that.
He's going to be good, man.
Yeah.
He's. I think. I don't know why they're starting Rondo over him. Maybe because he had the surgery that everyone's like he's moving really well for somebody who just had surgery. It's
Yeah.
like really weird. It's really weird. I just think they should have loaded up on some people. Like word was they had a chance to get Boogie Cousins. They didn't go after him. I don't know if these guys step up. Then it's not a waste.
Yeah.
I mean, like, I'm also nervous. I mean, I'm not nervous. I'm not the biggest Laker fan. I'm a Clipper fan. But, like, he's got, like, 9 shows going right now. Like, he literally has a show on HBO and Showtime. That's like being a Blood and a Crip.
Yeah, and they're buying everything from him right now.
Everything.
Yeah.
It's so weird.
Yeah. I hope they buy this idea that I have.
All right.
Keep buying, LeBron.
All right, why do you look so tired? You literally look like you were falling asleep right
He
there.
was right now. He's like,
Yeah. Candace and I caught you
I
just nodding off and
sleep.
falling asleep.
I had to wake up early today. I got like 5 hours of sleep or less or something. I don't know.
Why? What
You're
were-
sitting in front, right in front of all of your gigantic trophies. How could you be tired right now?
And the weight of their importance.
Ari, why were you up so late? Were you back on the cocaine?
Your kitchen trophies. No, it's sober cock blocktober.
How's Sober
Yeah.
October going?
He hates it.
Sucks, dude. I fucking hate it. It's so dumb.
So why'd you do it again?
Because I
I
had
got hooked in.
to. Because my boss told me to.
I don't care. They're like, it inspires people. I'm like, I fuck those people. They should all die. They should commit suicide. I don't have to inspire them. They're wastes already. You guys, you show
that's
inspiration.
the words of a
Fucking get dead.
motivational speaker.
You are the worst motivational
He's a
speaker.
motivational speaker.
Come to my seminar. I'm gonna make you feel like shit. If you
Kill
want to kill
yourself.
if you want to kill yourself, or if you're thinking about
It's
it,
either
please
live your
come.
life or kill yourself.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
If you can't afford it, kill yourself.
If you can't afford it, kill yourself is the name of this episode.
Let's get in some baseball. Ari, you went to the game last night. How sad do you feel?
It was terrible. I mean, Severino was awful. I mean, I keep hearing it in warm up and up, but they keep denying it. Have you heard that, you guys?
That he ended up warming up like 5 minutes before his start.
8 minutes. He started warming up at 7:32. They said he thought the game was at 8:15.
Oh my
warm
god!
up.
I didn't hear that.
I didn't either, but that's fucking humiliating.
That's hilarious.
No,
That's gross.
I'm a quick warm up guy. I only need a couple minutes anyway. And they're
Not
like,
that-
and
not
all
that
like
quick.
Ron Darling, they're like, fuck Ron Darling. You didn't know what he's talking about. And these other pitchers were like, no, nobody warms up for 2 minutes. That's
No.
not a-
Hell no. Hell no. That's what was the final score?
Like 1,000 to
16-1.
2.
What was it, Ari?
16-1.
Jesus.
16.
Jeff was making me
In
watch.
the fourth inning, they batted around. 2 guys batted twice.
He must have been loving it.
Oh, he was cracking up, and I was like, "Why are we even watching? It's
To
obvious they're
sit
gonna win."
and
He's like,
watch
"That's
that,
why
Ari,
it's so
that
great."
must have been
Yeah.
heartbreaking.
It's like watching like
shit's
Khabib Connor,
infuriating.
and then like he taps, and then he still keeps punching him after he taps.
Let me ask you something. Were there a lot of Red Sox fans at the game?
Dude, Yankee fans are brutal to opposing fans. Even to the A's, they were like, fuck you, asshole. They just like scream at them. It's crazy how terrible it is.
We shank
A's
people.
fans-
We don't throw beer on people. We shank you. That's
No,
Dodgers.
That's just Giants fans. Just the Giants fans.
It's just Giant fan. I
Only
know-
Giants fans get shanked.
Yeah, we're pretty cool with the other fans
Yeah,
that show up.
yeah, you guys are.
But Giants fans, fucking Giants fans.
Giants fans.
What did they win? 3 out of 6.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Dude, Bumgarner's like, as much as I hate
Even
him.
if we win this year, Giants fans still can talk. They won 3 of
Yeah.
6, man.
Who-
3 in 6 years.
If you had a pitcher, who would you take? Kershaw or Bumgarner?
Kershaw.
I love Kershaw, man, but Kershaw hasn't, he hasn't taken us to the top yet, man. I'm hoping this is the year.
Bumgarner's
He looked
big
great
game pitcher.
Getting game 2. Bumgarner, yeah.
What's that?
Why do you keep calling him Bumgarner?
What's his name?
It's not
Bum-
Bum.
Baumgartner.
B-A-U-M.
Baumgartner.
Barngarner?
Baumgartner.
Well, he's a bum.
He is
so
a-
come a Bumgarner.
At first, I thought you were saying that on purpose, and then I'm like,
I
no, you're
was.
saying,
But now it was retroactively I was.
oh, okay. No.
Why is it? Why are we shitting on Sam for fucking up somebody's name?
I know, that's-
Why is
This is
shocking
what
to
I
anybody?
do. It's my hook.
He thinks my name is David. We've been best friends for 20 years.
So you think the Yankees can pull it out, dude? Or you think they're done?
Boston's too stacked. No, I don't think they can pull it out.
If I'm being honest and
they're
not
the
talking
same.
shit,
They're not
I
the same.
don't.
I mean, they got to him
I don't.
5 innings, 2 runs last time, but he only pitched like 80 pitches, so he's gonna be rested as fuck for his normal game 5.
Yeah, I don't see them
it's
taking
just-
2 from Boston.
That's going to be tough.
Yeah, I don't think they're gonna win this game. I mean, CC is not. We'll see. They might win this game, and then we'll talk. But no, I don't see them getting tied Boston. They
And
had
then
to
you
win
get,
that last
even
game.
if you
They had to
beat
win
them,
the
then you got the
last one.
Houston waiting for you.
Fuck.
That's a crazy
Like
thing,
when
dude.
we lost that play-in game to Colorado,
Yeah.
we would have. Milwaukee would have had to come to us.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that would have been a great series. They swept Colorado like no problem.
Yeah.
But when we lost to Colorado, I'm like, yeah, we're
Cubs
not.
just
We're not.
can't hit,
We're,
though,
we're
man.
not.
Yeah, you're not because
No,
you're
we
up.
got cold. We got cold.
Yeah.
We just got cold at the wrong time. I mean, we had a
Lou,
top 7
up.
record in all of baseball. We had a top 7 record in all of baseball. But just sometimes you got to get hot at the right time. We got cold at
That's
the wrong
baseball.
time. We got cold at the wrong time.
Record. Fucking 8 teams make the playoffs.
What's up?
Top 7 record. What are you talking
No, I'm
about?
saying-
8 teams make the playoffs.
But look at our division, though. Our division was crazy.
10 teams make the playoffs.
10 teams
10
make the
teams make the
playoffs.
10 teams make the playoffs. But our 3 of them came out of our division.
Yeah.
If we were in some other shitty division, we would have had a fucking home field advantage.
2 of them came out of there. Just like
Two,
we did.
yeah.
We had 2. He had 2.
Yep.
Everybody's. Cardinals fell. Ask that guy over there who's crying still. Cardinals fucking wheels fell off.
Yeah.
That's true.
They came in there. They ran a train on us. We said, "Not today, devil. Not today, Satan.
Not today.
And we
Not
fucking
fucking today.
killed them.
We did. We
Not
whooped that
today,
ass.
devil.
Not today.
Tripoli's
devil.
on fire.
Not today, devil. So Houston Yankees. Houston, Boston. Who do you think takes that?
Houston.
I think Boston.
Really?
They're
Really?
stacked, man. I mean, Price has got to get a little better, but he just has trouble against the
Houston's
Yankees.
tough,
No one
dude.
else.
Who?
Houston.
Gavaldi
Yeah.
pitched amazing yesterday.
Time
Number
out.
3 pitched amazing against a good hitting team.
Yeah, but Houston,
I
they're
think it's
starters, man. With Verlander.
Verlander
is just
can
a-
kiss
He's just a G.
My ass.
He's the truth, man.
He was at the Comedy Store the week after they won. And I
wa-
was like, fucking Dodgers lost. Thanks to somebody. I was just like, oh, I'm gonna fucking kill you, dude.
I went to that game 7 of the World Series, man.
Oh, I
shit
went to
was-
game 2.
Really?
High on shrooms.
It was. I went to 3 of the 4 World Series games, and let me tell you, that final game was heart wrenching after the first inning. Like all the energy went out
And
of the
Alex
stadium.
Wood still, even this year when he pitched them, he pitches Houston tough.
Yeah. I
And
don't know why he
I don't-
fucking Darvish, man.
Fuck
Like,
these
why-
analytics.
As you can see, I still haven't gotten over last year yet, man. And I left early. Here's the thing: I was so pissed. I leave like it's the bottom of the I didn't even finish the game, and I leave to get ahead of the fucking traffic, and it took me an hour to find my car. It was the worst.
Are you guys going to
experience
the
ever.
NLCS?
Yeah, we already clinched. We open in Milwaukee on Friday.
Yeah, I went with Johnny to the first round, and it was so much fun. Fat chicks were making fun of him for being a Braves fan. It was great. It was great.
Did you go to game 1?
Yep, we went game 1.
Oh, I was there too.
Yeah, we were. You know what's so funny, man? I've always got the tickets in the bleachers way in the back.
Oh, dope.
I always thought those were the best places. Man, I sat high up.
Yeah.
It's not that bad.
No.
It's actually like we got $25 tickets to a playoff game.
Oh,
And
wow.
we were high up, and I was like, man, this is a nice seat. It's a nice seat.
And the cool thing about Dodger Stadium is if you know people, like you can buy those $25 seats, and then there's some seats in the stadium that they don't sell. And if you know the ushers, you can sit much lower.
I
I have a couple friends who are they've been season ticket holders for like 15 years. And I'm like, hey, where are your seats? How come you're always on field level? It's like, hey, we know all the ushers.
I start bribing people.
Yeah, and they just get hooked up on seats, man.
I love it, man.
Yeah.
It's
Now,
like knowing a door guy at the store or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know.
when you when around the 7th inning, the natives start getting restless. And I just like to walk around. Like he was sitting there, I want to go walk around and watch the wild things roam. And I would just walk around the pavilion and just cops running from scene to scene, dude. Dude, cops were giant shotgun. Bullet, 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 bullet. Just walking through the ups. I'm like, man, this is like fucking Escape
Don't
from
they give
New
away
York.
like free stuff in the pavilion?
Like free guns?
No, like
Free
free
bullets.
hot dogs or some shit. Don't they give away something in the pavilion?
Where we like to sit.
Oh yeah, that's
right
my.
field.
That's a,
He does
that's the
his
best
monthly
thing.
food shopping there. He just loads up on hot dogs.
Yeah.
What do they give you guys for? It's free hot dogs or something, right?
Free
hot
hot dogs, nachos,
Peanuts.
popcorn, peanuts,
Yeah.
sodas, waters, and something else. But
Healthcare.
Wow.
Yeah, you get free healthcare for the
and
game.
dental care, free dental care.
Yeah. But I liked it, man. I loved it.
But it's like for $40 and includes
I
parking.
love Mexicans, by the way. I just love them.
I don't. Gross.
You're just ridiculous, dude. I love them, dude. They're so animated. And now I had these two
And they're
Mexicans.
so little.
They were gonna throw down outside the bathroom, and they're both in Dodger gear. I'm like, you guys are Dodgers. You're gonna fight each other?
Really?
Yeah.
It went deeper than the team, man. I'm sure.
Yeah. They're like, yo, hey, fuck you, bro.
Yeah.
Fuck you, bro. And that's just what they said.
You're
They're
trying to sweep up the bathroom. I'm trying to sweep up the bathroom. Fuck you, homeboy. I'm sweeping up the bathroom.
And then everybody's
Next thing
like,
you know,
come on, be
it's
cool,
a
be
house
cool.
of cards.
Dude, it was, and then just cops running everywhere.
But don't you want to be like, guys, you can both sweep up the bathroom.
Jeez, it's just rude, dude. It's just fucking rude.
Evil laugh.
It's rude. What? So did you go to any games?
I went to game 1, so hopefully I'll go to games 3, 4, and 5,
Okay.
which would be
That is what
next
baseball is
Monday,
like.
Tuesday, and Wednesday.
He's got
Yeah, so Monday is game 1?
and it's
No,
gonna be
Monday
Kershaw.
will be game 1 in LA. The first two games are in Milwaukee.
Yeah.
But
1 and 2's in Milwaukee.
what days are
Friday, Saturday, Milwaukee. They
Friday,
get,
Saturday, Monday. Okay, gotcha. Yeah.
They have
Are they doing-
Sunday off.
Oh,
It's 2-2-1-1-1.
No, 2, 3,
2, 3, 2.
2, 3,
Okay,
2.
Yeah, they can't do
That's
that in
way
baseball.
better. That's way better. Yeah, because
Baseball,
it'll
you
take a
can't-
year.
Yeah, to go back and forth. It's just
Yeah.
like it's too many people moving.
100%.
And baseball, it's almost like cricket, man. You ever watch like cricket? The games are 3 days long.
Yeah.
They really are. They're like 3 days long, and it's like that's their series. But you just play. They don't call it series. They call it a game, and it's fucking nuts.
Ari, who do you like? Dodgers, Milwaukee.
Yeah,
Ari.
I like the Dodgers. I like the Dodgers. Although fucking Yelich or whatever his name is, I mean, I don't know how you stop that guy.
I mean,
The kid. Now, where'd they get him from? Who
I
gave that
do-
kid up?
Miami.
yeah.
Derek Jeter.
Derek
big
fucking
purge-
Jeter.
On their big purge of like, we want to get rid of everybody that's good.
Even a kid?
everybody that's good, they got rid of.
Yeah.
They did what is that? Real Sports with Brian Gumbel. They
Jeter
did
has a
whole-
plan,
A
though.
whole thing about like, yeah,
He's
and
gonna be like-
that's really what the show was. And they're
Yeah.
like, but no one knows what it is.
Yeah.
Was really the end
he's
of that
gonna be
story.
Michael Jordan, like
Yeah.
when you're the greatest ever, and you're just like,
Great analogy.
it's like when basketball players
Yep.
put out rap albums. They're like, I'm great at this. I'm great at this too. Like, no, you're lucky to be great at one thing.
Yeah.
To be good at two. That's why Jerry West is so like such an insane thing.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
to be
GM and player.
Yeah.
to be such a like historical player.
Larry Bird too.
Larry Bird, very much. Like
Yep.
both those guys are
Yep.
like humongous.
Larry Bird's the only person to be the Finals MVP, the season MVP, GM of the year, Coach of the year.
Yep.
He won all 4 of those awards.
That's
that
impressive.
motherfucker knows basketball. That's all you can say.
For sure.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
I mean, look at
And
the
Rookie
team.
of the Year. And Rookie of the Year. No, Magic got it. Magic got it. Yeah, Magic got it.
Show a little respect, man.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Ah.
I do respect Magic. One of the few Lakers I respect.
Do you like where the NBA's right now?
Just again, these rule changes in sports, man, has just really
It's killed. The NFL is pretty much dead.
Here's the thing: we're in a time now where numbers speak for everything, but it's unfair because the rule changes has enhanced and bloated some of these numbers.
Yeah.
You know, when people try to make the comparison, who would have won, the Bulls teams or the Warrior teams?
hate that.
It just depends on what rules they're playing under.
Yep.
You know, Steph Curry playing under those old rules, he might not be able to play a whole season because he'd be injured, being knocked to the ground every time he went to the basket.
But there
You
were
know?
guys
Exactly.
like him.
But he would have adjusted. It's not like he would have
Yeah.
kept playing his game.
I agree, but you know, it was a much more physical game.
I mean, you look at who's that
And
young
now-
guard that was Chris Jackson that changed his name to a Muslim name? Abdul
Rahim.
Yeah, they're very similar and like got buckets. I mean, Isaiah Thomas now, you go to Isaiah Thomas, he only played till he's 30
Yeah.
because he got beat up so bad.
But if you look at
Isaiah
them,
Thomas
you
played
just
till
look
he's
at
30
their
and that's it.
Yeah, like really early retired.
you look at them, his physical build. Like if you look at Steph, I mean, he's a tall guy, but he's very slender, You know what I mean? And even if you take guys like Isaiah Thomas, even Allen Iverson, who was a small guy, he was built. You know, he played football in high school, you know, and could have played in college if he wanted to. So it was just interesting to see how these rules allow certain – there's some guys you know could have played in any era. Like, it doesn't matter. Shaq.
Magic.
The greats. Jordan, Kobe, they could have
LeBron.
played. Yeah, they could have played in any era. And I'm not saying Steph couldn't have, but just the freedom that they have. Yeah.
Hold on. There is an argument.
Kobe would have the most trouble in the Me Too era.
There is an argument that Steph Curry is one of the most important draft picks of all time. If you look at where that team was before he got there and where it is now, and there is, dude, when Steph Curry doesn't play, that team is mortal.
I agree. He does make that team go. But here's the thing that the Warriors did. They drafted their nucleus. You know what I mean? Right. When you got Draymond, Clay, and Steph on one team, those were great drafts. I think Draymond and Clay came in together, and then Steph came like the year before or something like that. I mean, that's just good. And who helped build that team was the great Jerry West.
Jerry West.
So, I don't know.
I'm telling you this too. Jerry West is working on the Clippers. This team this year is probably the deepest team we've ever had since Tribe Called Bench. The Clippers are good, man. People are crazy, dude. People are
rebuild.
Hey, dude.
They are rebuilding. Tobias Harris is your best player, right? Is that your superstar, Tobias?
Well, it's not that we don't have that franchise player, which is kind of why they want to go for like a Jimmy Butler, if he's even that.
Yeah.
But we have depth. We have scorers 11 deep. Like, we have 11 guys that on any night could go for 20.
So, name them outside of Tobias. Who do you guys
you got Gallinari. You got Williams.
The greatest center in the NBA.
You got Avery Bradley.
You guys got Lou Williams. That's right. Okay.
But
Gallinari, he doesn't stay healthy, man.
But if he plays, he plays. I mean, we're saying, and we have enough. Our 2 draft picks are both fucking great. I mean, they're good. The 2 centers that Hartzell, Market, whatever his name is, that guy's
Boban.
What?
I
like him too, dude.
I love that guy, dude. He's my favorite Clipper.
Who are we talking about?
Boban, the 7'6".
Oh yeah,
he's
yeah,
like
yeah,
7'10". He can dunk without. He can dunk without jumping.
Yeah.
Tippy toes. He's holding on the rim.
But we should. I mean, Clippers. They're not gonna. They won't make the playoffs. They won't even make the playoffs.
I think they will make the playoffs.
You think they'll make the playoffs?
I think they can. Yeah.
I would bet you, but I don't know about these fucking bets you guys make.
Go to the bag. Go to the bag.
Do you think the Lakers make the playoffs?
Absolutely.
Who do they bump? Who do they bump? Who are they better than?
Who was the last seed last year? That was
Timberwolves. That's probably it too.
Timberwolves are
they were the best.
Didn't New Orleans make it? Weren't they?
New Orleans was right above them.
Well, who's the number? Who's the number one? So who did the Warriors play in the first round? That's who the weakest team was.
No. The Warriors weren't number one.
Oh, Houston that's right. The Rockets were number one.
Houston was number one.
Rockets could easily beaten them if not for Paul getting hurt. Rockets
Dude, I agree with that. So what do you think about this year? What do you think adding Carmelo and them going against Golden State this year? They're still deep,
dude.
Man.
I like it. And listen, man, that for the smartest people in the world that Houston tries to act like they are, to not have a backup point guard
that was insane.
When you know this guy gets hurt, there are so many great backup point guards out there that you could have gotten.
I know.
Who's the guy? I forget what his name is. The guy who played for Milwaukee last year. He went to Italy instead of going to college.
Brandon Jennings.
Yeah, that guy.
Yeah.
He is perfect for them.
Yeah.
He's like, I think he's in Europe now. That guy.
No, he was back and he played with
Milwaukee.
He played with Milwaukee and then they sent him somewhere else. But he has an interesting story about how his mom told him to save money. Like when he first got he went to overseas and played. Came to the NBA, got the huge contract, and he drove like a Camry or some shit. You know, because his mom was like, "Don't waste your money," and blah blah. You know, and he was one that was out front about it, vocal about it. It's like, "No, I'm not going to spend my money on frivolous shit." I'm gonna stack the cash.
But
So,
now these guys, the money's so insane now, and they deserve it. They deserve it. But man, it's so insane.
but a lot of them don't understand taxes and shit like that.
I think the Timberwolves had the wrong fucking coach. I said it when they got hired. He's a grinder team. Like, you know, it's very interesting. If you would have switched New Orleans and Minnesota's coaches, those teams would probably both be much better. Especially when they have Boogie Cousins, New Orleans. Like, that's a grinder team.
Yeah.
They have like defensive guys, you know.
Wasted chance, those two guys playing together. What a wasted opportunity.
I know, dude. Those Twin Towers together. I mean, legitimate. They both can shoot the three.
Work it out.
Well, the problem is that
they never did well.
the point guard, what was his name? The guy the kid.
Tyreek.
Drew Holiday.
No,
No,
Drew Holiday.
Drew's the truth. Yeah,
Yeah,
I like-
because he
yeah.
finally got over his knee injury. It took
Yeah,
me like
man.
a year and a half.
Yeah, when
then
Drew's
he came
healthy.
on.
Mm-hmm.
And then right then Cousins goes down.
38%.
Yeah, it's crazy, dude. I'm not gonna go see a Clipper game, and you know what? I'm gonna get my tickets from SeatGeek. SeatGeek, guys, for all your ticketing needs. I bought tickets to go watch the Tyson Fury Deontay Wilder fight. I got super cheap tickets. Everything was $400 to $500. Got them for $200 each.
Who do you like in that fight?
Wilder.
I like Wilder, but I think outside of him fighting Joshua,
Yeah.
that's the best fight.
I agree.
So
I
that's
think
why
I think that's a precursor to that.
I think so.
Supposed
I
to
think
be.
they both win that fight, and then it forces it to happen.
But you go to SeatGeek, you download the app, you use the promo code Punch Drunk, and you get $20
You have
towards
to
your
do
fare.
punch 3 times like that.
Yeah.
Punch drunk.
You gotta do Punch Drunk,
Yeah.
and you get
Punch
you get
Drunk,
$20
yeah.
off your first purchase. Johnny and I went to the Major League Baseball, went to a Dodgers game, playoff game, $25 each.
Yep.
Unbelievable.
And it's a super easy app to use. You get the app. Don't be a fucking, what are you, carrying your laptop around like an idiot?
Yeah.
Get the goddamn app. And wherever you are in the world, let's say, you go to New York and hang out for a weekend, it knows where you are and it tells you all of the events that are around you. It's almost social media where you can buy events, tickets to events that are around you. So
Comedy, you can go see Ari's Jew Hour. I think
Yep.
it's called the Jew Hour on
I guarantee you
SeatGeek.
there's all things Comedy Fest tickets on there. There's everything on there. It's literally the most user-friendly app for getting
scalp
tickets
yesterday. I got
anywhere.
fakies.
You got fake? Oh, that's the worst.
It'll literally...
It's not just the money. It's embarrassing when the guy's scanning your ticket and he's like, "Nah."
Wait,
And you're
wait.
like, try this one. And they're like, "Nah."
that doesn't
Damn it.
happen with SeatGeek. All the tickets are what? Guaranteed.
Guaranteed.
100%
guaranteed. SeatGeek's going insane.
I think that's why the NFL stopped. You can't print tickets out for the NFL games anymore. They have to be either you have the physical tickets that you paid for that the team gives you, or you have to scan it on your phone. There's no more
Yeah,
paper
but the weird
tickets.
thing is you can have so they send you, so I got Rams season tickets last year before. They send you 8 games, 8 tickets.
Yes. Uh-huh.
Or 10, including preseason.
Preseason, yeah.
But then you can sell those on like the
StubHub.
scan of it on Ticketmaster, on SeatGeek or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But then you still have those tickets.
Yeah.
So you can scalp those. You can sell those physical tickets that are worthless because they've already been sent out to somebody else.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You could if you're being fucked up. And then they'll scan them and go, "Sir, these tickets are no good."
Yeah.
I'm always paranoid about that.
I
so
just
it's
figured
good to
out.
know my
I just
paranoia
figured
is
out
right.
how I'm paying my rent next season.
I just, don't buy tickets off the street. Use SeatGeek. I mean,
Use SeatGeek. It's
happened to me a
100%
couple
guaranteed.
times.
There's no way you're going to get scammed. There's no way you're going to get fucked. And use the code PUNCHDRUNK. And that gets you $20 off the first time you use it. But you're going to use it again and again and again. I mean, we went to Rams.
like pornography.
When we went to Rams Falcons, Ren is easy. We've all used that code. Ren is easy doesn't need to save $20. He bought 8 tickets, and we found. And here's what's good about SeatGeek. It's like it'll tell you, hey, these are expensive seats, these are cheap seats, these are good, these are bad, and you can put your budget in. You can put your budget in I'm going to spend around $50 a ticket, and then it's like, okay, here's all your options.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was going to go
That's
see the
what's
Raiders
dope.
game, and I'm glad
Why
I didn't.
didn't you? When I was at work, I texted you. I'm like, are you at the game? And you're like,
I was going
nah.
to text you too. I'm glad I didn't go to that game. I would have.
I don't, dude. This
Man.
guy's singing. He's thinking it's over and it's done. That was the first game where I'm like,
it's
got
over and
blown
done
up.
for you, for me, and for you.
Yeah.
Johnny, it's
No,
not over for.
I got a chance.
But on
We're a
this
half game
show,
back to the
all
Redskins
three of our
in
teams are
first place.
fucked. You're fucked, Ari. You know it.
Who's
Yeah,
your
but he's
who's
in
your
a
football
shitty
team?
He's
division.
Cowboys.
We're in the playoffs.
All right, who's your football team?
Cowboys.
Cowboys.
Cowboy.
Falcons, Raiders. And I
We're-
think
we're-
all three of
the
us are
NFC
done.
So bad, we got a chance.
What's that?
His
The
division is
NFC
so bad.
So bad, we got a chance. We're a half game out of the playoffs right now, out of winning the division.
It's just that NFC East and that AFC East. The Patriots are in the easiest division in football every single
How
year.
are they all that dysfunctional for that long?
Steelers, too.
Yeah, but no, I mean, when you have the Jets in Buffalo and Miami on your schedule
Yep.
twice.
That's half your
each-
season. That's half your season. Yeah.
Well, that's the
That's
argument
why you
for
always.
LeBron.
That's why you always got to go through New England come playoff
but
time.
the
It's
Steelers have
like,
like
they're guaranteed a fucking home game.
aside from Baltimore, which is hot and cold every other year, they're somehow good every other year. But you have Cincinnati, Cleveland, and Baltimore. Of course, the Steelers are in the playoffs every year.
Absolutely, but at least with Cincinnati, they've had years where they're competitive. You know,
Hey,
I forgot what was the. Oh, that's LeBron though. That's the same argument for LeBron in the East. Like,
Yeah.
if LeBron was in the West for most of his career, he wouldn't have gone to all those finals all those times.
you don't know that.
I do know that.
His skill set.
for sure.
no way.
What team would he make worse in the West?
No, if you took that team and put it
put
Oh,
it
the
in the
whole
West.
team.
in the
whole
West,
team.
it
The whole
would
team.
never have gone.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, and that's why Tim Duncan.
Yeah.
That's why Tim Duncan rated higher than LeBron. They both played in a same size market, a small market.
Yeah.
But dude, Tim Duncan went through wars to win, and he beat the Kobe Shaq Lakers to win a couple titles.
but
you know.
I'm not a huge LeBron fan, even though he is on the Lakers. I'm a huge Laker fan, but I do respect what he's accomplished. But one thing one thing you have to give the guy credit for is he's never had, quote unquote, the brilliant coach coaching him on the sideline. Michael Jordan had Phil Jackson. Kobe and Shaq had Phil Jackson.
And he's never had a Scottie Pippen
Okay.
or a fucking.
Well, that's
Exactly.
not true.
Who?
He's had a couple. Dude, Kevin Love isn't shit.
Kevin
He's
Love
just-
isn't shit, but Kevin Love isn't.
He's been shit since
Kyrie
he got
Irving,
there.
dude.
And they
Kyrie
won.
Irving
And they
is-
won with Kyrie.
Yeah.
Yep.
Kyrie Irving is an all-timer, dog.
Okay, here's what I'm saying. He's never had a guy that like Tom Brady and Gronk, where like it's us. It's been me and you
Kyrie
for 10
Irving.
years together. Oh,
Yeah.
for 2 years.
Kyrie Irving.
For
Big
2 years.
Gronk,
I'm
big
saying
Gronk.
his entire career he didn't have a fucking sidecar. A guy that like I can always go.
Well,
to
let me
this
just
guy.
say this: that
He's had
that
a guy every 2 years. He had a guy that he gelled with a little bit.
No, listen. LeBron James is very much the Peyton Manning of the NBA in that both of those guys were insanely great players. They had too much control over personnel.
He would make his team better.
So it's like when you
makes-
look at Tom
makes players
Brady,
look-
you look at Michael Jordan, they had coaches and established thing that could override anything they want.
yeah.
They didn't have the final say.
Absolutely.
You know, and Michael Jordan had enough respect for Phil Jackson to go, let him take care of that. Michael Jordan wasn't like, get me this guy, get me that guy, get me this guy.
No, yeah, because
Well,
Phil was
Because he
in
didn't
control.
have to be that guy.
No, but do you understand? Like, he gets rid of people. He fires people. He told them to trade Wiggins for Love. Now, if you look at like Wiggins' skill set, he can score 20 points a game, and he can fucking guard people. That's what he
They went
needed
to the
against
finals
Wolves.
and then fired their coach.
Yeah.
And look at Peyton Manning. He ran the fucking offense. I mean, it's like the same thing, dude. He just runs dude. Too much say. Too much say in personnel. You know who else is like that, but just not nearly as successful? Chris Paul. Chris Paul has too much say in what his team does. I mean, you look at Chris Paul. I mean, he got rid of Vinny Del Negro, which I agreed with at the time, and he
Terrible last name.
and he got Doc Rivers, and it's like when you make a deal with the devil, sometimes you don't get what you think you're gonna get,
Yeah.
and they gave him
Snake
GM.
sticks on your butt.
Yeah.
They gave him GM duties, and Doc Rivers was the worst GM in the history of time. Just look at this Clipper team now with a year and a half of Jerry West. It's a completely different team.
Yeah. And then they get rid of his son.
Yeah, it was great. And then they let DeAndre Jordan go. It was fucking great.
Yeah.
You know, Doc Rivers is trying to win championships in 2002.
At the end of the day, players need to be coached, but players have to respect the coach. I always said the worst thing to happen to Tony Romo is when they got rid of Bill Parcells, because he would have. I think he would have been a more because Bill Parcells didn't play turning the ball over, throwing interceptions. And I remember when Romo came in relief that one game, and the media was going crazy, and Bill Parcells was like, "It's one game. He could be good, but it's just one game."
He turned out to be good.
Yeah, but Romo could have been great, but I just don't think he had a coach to really get on his ass and go, "You throw another interception, you're going to be sitting right next to me."
Should we take this call?
Yeah.
Let's take a call.
Why not?
We gotta talk about see you guys.
All right, let's take this call.
All right, he can't see us. Okay. Why are we taking this call?
Should we? Yes. Why not? Yeah, let's
Why
take
not?
it.
Hey.
Let's take it.
I'll take it.
You're on with Ruben Paul.
Live your life.
Hello.
You are on with Punch Drunk. What the fuck do you want?
Good call. Good call.
All right, good call, man. Thank you for stopping the show. Hello.
Jesus.
Hey.
Hi.
Am I Ari?
Is there a 3-minute delay?
Ari?
Yes.
What?
Is this Ari? Yes, there is a 3-minute delay, sorry. Oh, Jesus. Okay. Hey, I just want to add some bag of bets to your bag of bets.
Oh, I thought you were calling in to audition for the gay porn role.
No, I'm on a delay. There's no, I don't even know what you're talking about, gay porn role. What are you guys talking about?
You're not on a delay.
It's what you were just watching before you called the show.
All right, go on. What's your questions, bud? Okay.
You guys.
This could be the worst call ever.
trying to kill
This guy
us.
gets vote for worst call of all time.
Bye.
He said he wanted to add to the bag of bets. But
So I want to have you on, Ruben, because I wanted to talk to you about some Raider stuff, and that you told me that you had heard a little inside scoop, possibly.
Yes.
That
I can't give names, but
you can't give your sources. We don't ask that.
Okay.
But you had heard that the
Wait,
Raiders.
Ruben,
yo,
who's your source?
my source is somebody who's very closely tied with the Raiders.
Okay, Al Davis. Let's go.
His name is Tom Gooden. Sounds like Tom Gooden.
Al Davis on a Ouija board.
So, you know, I'm a diehard. Me and Sam are diehard Raider fans. So, I have a lot of friends that are, you know, from Oakland, involved with the organization. So when I went to the Monday night game when we lost to the Rams, when we dominated them the first half,
First half champs.
The two games this year, you won the first half.
So you know, so after you have a couple
Three of the five, yeah.
After you have a couple of drinks, sometimes people loosen up. So this one guy that, you know, we kind of hit it off with before the game, I said, "Man, can I ask you something?" He goes, "What, man?"
Do you like slow dancing?
I said, "What the hell happened with Khalil?" And he was like, "Dude." And then he told me, he goes, "Look," he goes, "in February, before training camp, the draft, everything started, they offered Khalil $21.5 million a year, $51 million hard guarantee, and I think $80 million overall guarantee. It was close. It wasn't too far from what he ended up. I mean, he got more from the Bears, obviously, but he didn't even return the Raiders' phone call. And that's when Gruden kind of was like, okay, there was no negotiation. That's the thing. And this particular source was like, I've been telling Mark, why don't you go public with this? Why don't you let everybody
he just
know?
wanted out.
He wanted out.
He wanted out.
Well, he wanted to wait. He wanted to no doubt be the highest paid defensive player. And then when the Aaron Donald thing came, that's why he waited the whole thing out. Their whole thing was like, we're gonna wait.
Yeah, that happens a lot with people where it's like, if there's like two greats. Like, let's say 3 quarterbacks are waiting for a contract. Mm-hmm. You know it's going to be 1, 2, 3, highest paid quarterback, highest paid, and they break each other's record.
Yeah.
So, and that's what happened with Aaron Rodgers. He just waited for Matt Ryan to get his contract,
you
for
just
fucking
Kirk
Carr
Cousins.
to get his contract, Cousins to get his contract, and we're like, when's Rodgers going to get his contract? So it's almost like they're like, Aaron Rodgers was like, I clearly am the best here. So you guys all go record break, and then I'll start negotiations. And that's what he did.
So he did. He said that's sassy too, like this.
He knew Aaron Donald. He knew Aaron Donald. Exactly right. He knew Aaron Donald was like, He is probably the best defensive player other than me.
Yeah.
So when Aaron Donald's contract, and that's what's happened to Le'Veon right
Let's
now.
watch Ari go to sleep, everybody. Let's watch Ari go to
It's a
sleep.
bad idea to lay down.
Yeah, he'll be sleeping.
It's better than sitting on the toilet.
Why?
And
Why?
I mean, if you're tired,
Hold on.
like,
Better than the toilet. No, I
and
can see him fall asleep on the
and
toilet.
let me make this point. So for them to even offer a contract, it's not like it came as a surprise that they're going to have to try to sign Carr and Mack. The Raiders knew this all along. They made the best from Pro Bowl. They made the best competitive offer they could make at the time, knowing that the money was going to go up as time went on. And the Raiders are broke. That's why they're moving to Vegas. People forget that. Mark Davis is the only quote-unquote broke owner in the NFL.
They park cars in the end zone in that stadium.
Dude, they make they have a horrible stadium deal.
Horrible.
They rent. They don't get I don't think they get any of the concessions that are being sold at the stadium. Mark Davis is broke, man, and Jerry Jones is the one who
Of course he's broke. Look at
helped
his
him get that
haircut.
stadium in Oakland. So Oakland is Vegas is a money grab for him. They're finally going to be able to.
Dude, we play in the worst stadium in baseball.
Dude, it's.
Yeah.
I mean, it's the people who make the stadium.
Mark Davis
and
gets
I'm a
his
season ticket holder, so. But that
Right.
stadium is a dump, dude.
Mark- a dump.
It's a
Mark
dump.
Davis gets his haircut at Super Bad Cuts. So
And he's the nicest guy. If you ever meet Mark, he's like a dude that works at Ralph's bagging groceries. He's like the
He
nicest
looks like
guy.
it.
Yeah,
He
he
looks
carries
like
himself like that.
Well, you know what's so
he's
interesting? Two of your teams are like that. Like the Buses aren't rich. Their money is the Lakers. They don't have a side business
True.
where
I
they're.
didn't even think about
the
that.
buses are rich.
No, the Buses, like comparatively to the other owners, like most of these guys,
Are
their teams
billionaires.
are their side bitch.
Yeah, like they own a construction company and then they have their team.
Dude, our owner is part of the Council of 300, dude. He's like one of the richest people on the planet. Stephen Ballmer, like he was on the floor.
Paul Allen.
When the guys,
I get what you're saying, but I'm saying the buses are rich.
but the rich to me and you,
Yeah.
not to the other owners,
To America,
Yeah.
to the world,
but not in that,
not to
in
the
that,
other 28 owners,
that-
27 owners
yeah.
or whatever.
They're like they don't have a side hustle, and it's
Yeah.
just like so. if
They're like,
they-
oh, you only have one helicopter? What a fucking trash heap
Well, I
you
mean,
are.
That's the same thing with Mark Davis.
It was,
He
yeah,
can't-
Mark Davis. He can't compete.
put out the money that
Can't
they
put out
have to.
Like they're talking about the Jaguars possibly relocating to Oakland, and the whole thing was
And
like,
England.
yeah, and the whole thing was like, well, they couldn't build a stadium for the Raiders. Why would they build one for the owner of Jacksonville's? Because he doesn't need your money. He can build the stadium himself.
Yeah.
He has the money to build it himself. Like that shows you.
Jack
the
should
type
move
of
to
money-
San
right?
Diego.
Khan's that owner?
I can't remember that.
Yeah, it's Khan. Yeah, Is that
Like
super
he's
rich?
loaded.
He has
so
like,
can
he
build it
owns like
himself.
soccer teams.
Yeah, he looks like he throws damsels on train tracks.
he was talking about building an NFL team in the sky. That's how rich he is. He's just like they're just
Like
gonna be
in
in the
heaven?
clouds. Yeah, no, just in the clouds.
A
Build
NFL
a
team
stadium
in
that
the
just
sky?
floats in the sky, and he's like, I own the sky now.
Sheesh, man.
I don't know why, man. Jacksonville's a decent team. It's like if you look at some,
They need a quarterback, man.
That's
Bortles
it.
is.
and I can't
Not
believe it
bad.
because he was great in college. Like
Nah.
he had he was He was going to a small school, beating big
Yeah,
teams.
but he goes against your theory.
Yeah, for
He does,
sure.
yeah.
But I think what happens to some of these guys who were good in college.
They have
is
no wide receivers anymore either.
Oh, go.
with Jacksonville.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Name me their two starting wide receivers.
Was
Anybody
it
in this room?
Moncrief?
Yep.
The one. Yeah, they don't really have any studs.
Yeah, they.
But I
But
think
they did.
Yeah, I think the speed of the game affects some of these guys when you come from there's such a jump in athletic ability from college to the pros. Like some of those passes
Yeah.
you can complete in college are guaranteed interception.
All
in
of
the
these
pros.
rookies, and there were 5 of them. All of them are playing really well.
Yeah. Well, I think the system is set up
Rosen-
for him.
Dude,
Rosen's
it's
playing
the
good.
defenses are just
Rosen's playing
hams.
good.
Yeah.
Fucking the guy from USC at the Jets is playing great.
Yeah.
The only one in Buffalo, but I'm like that. I don't even know if that's his fault because I think he has the biggest skill set of everybody.
Well, I think what we're seeing now, the reason why a lot of these quarterbacks are doing well,
Look at
is
baby
just
sleeping.
it's just the sign. It's just the sign of the times. Like 20 years ago, from Pop Warner to high school, the offenses weren't that much different. Then you made a little bit of a jump to college, and then the NFL was a whole different world
Oh,
when it
yeah,
came
for
to
sure.
football. Now you're running pro offenses in high school. I mean, these kids are playing
They're going.
in spread.
They're going to like camps to learn how to do all this shit.
So they're so much more prepared to come to the NFL because they've been playing in pro systems and learning the terminology back when they were in high school. So that's the big difference that you have now, I think.
How is it?
And then the rule changes on top of that.
I have a question for everybody, including Ari, who's
Nanny
taking a nap.
needs to talk.
Including Ari, who's taking a nap.
We're talking about UFC.
I was just going to say,
Crazy.
We'll get into UFC. Just finish.
We have
You're going to give us
we
like
have
5 minutes to talk about
No, we have 30 minutes left in the show, and we haven't talked about this UFC fight yet.
That's what is
my
crazy
question.
to me.
I know.
I'm about to quit
Ari's
the show.
asleep. You're about to quit the show. We've talked NBA. The only sport
is
that
my
is
walk
not
off.
actually in the regular season yet. It's all we've talked about.
I know.
Let's get in this UFC shit.
Shut
Yes.
up. Basketball is year round.
This is Sam's
To
dream
you.
podcast.
To
though.
you.
Yeah.
But you love what happened too at UFC, so this is all
I love.
crazy.
I have all these theories on
Okay,
it.
let's
Oh,
talk
boy.
right away about how Joe Rogan said it was a mar on the sport, and everybody that was watching at my fucking fight party was like, "This was the best thing I've ever seen in my life."
That's what I think.
I was the only person from Punch Drunk at the Punch Drunk fucking fight viewing thing.
Wait, what? Sam wasn't there?
I
Sam
had
wasn't
to go
there.
to a
Ari wasn't there.
fucking
Johnny
wedding.
wasn't there. You weren't there. I'm the only one at this fucking thing, working my dick off, and it was the greatest thing I've ever seen.
Well, first
that
of all-
room went nuts
First
when
of
all of
all-
that happened.
First of all, the event that night that we threw was a huge success. It was
Huge success.
packed. We're gonna keep doing it. It's a great thing to do. I had a wedding to go through, and these
Go
Ishams
through.
who are
Best $70 I've ever spent in my life.
In Armenian weddings,
Everybody
they
made
end up,
money by
slaughtering
me.
his grandfather, and
This is the second time Sam's forgotten about a wedding that he's
I
had to
just
attend.
You totally forgot about a wedding.
well, it's,
He's
my
playing.
girlfriend's like, we're going to this
He
wedding. I'm
showed
like,
up
we've
in a
been
suit
19
right before
weddings.
his set. Right before his set, he shows up in a suit. I'm like, where were you?
Yeah, so I had to get there, but it was a huge success.
At least you did your set.
Eddie
I can't afford to do it again, but I would love to go. I would
Eddie
love to go.
Bravo put out a funny meme that said you paid for a fight and then you got mad when there was another fight.
I liked that.
Yeah.
I saw your
Yeah,
repost
that was
and
funny. I
was
saw that.
You
That's
know,
funny.
it's
That's
funny.
funny.
The notion that like here, you know what the UFC is getting better at? Like hiding how they're full of shit. Like you remember when Brock Lesnar went in and pushed, and
Yeah.
everybody in
You
there
are
laughed.
right.
You're
That's a
like,
great point.
that's
Yeah.
not how you hype a fight. Like the
Great
WWE, nobody would be laughing. They're like, hey,
Yeah,
this
exactly.
is serious. They'd be
Yeah.
doing Steve Easy gay porn acting in that fucking octagon. Nobody would be fucking laughing, right? So it's like now everybody's like, this is a modern sport.
Stop
That
it.
saved Connor.
Yeah.
That now people want to see that
yeah, now
fight.
they start talking about rematch, and I love how when they asked Rogan and all these other people about rematch, they were like, "What? What do you mean? Why? He lost so clearly for 4 straight rounds."
I think a
Why would
rematch
they-
goes the exact same way, by the way.
Yes.
Yeah, he'd get destroyed.
It goes the exact same way.
He looked
Is there a reason to think
ridiculous.
it wasn't?
So bad.
Well,
Like, he
dude,
looked
But I don't even know
tired.
much about UFC, and I knew what Khabib
Yeah.
was going to win that fight. Just when you look at their skill sets on paper, what each of them can do. Like this guy can clearly
one
do
weakness
way
is
more.
Khabib's strength, and he's been out of fighting for 2 years, and they're like, "Well, he's working on his wrestling." It's like you're out of your mind. He's working on his.
You're going to work on your wrestling and be
Well,
great
I just
in
feel
1
like
year. It's
Several
like-
times, I believe he's been exposed.
Yes.
And it's all about his gas tank to me. You
That's
saw
true.
how exhausted he was
It wasn't gas tank,
in
that's not- he
in
just got
the
beat.
the Diaz fight. Diaz fight.
yeah, but
He
this
was
one
gassed
got
in the
beat.
Diaz fight, and then when he got tapped, he just was like, "I want out of this." Same thing in the Mayweather fight.
He just
he
gives
got to around
up.
8 or
Dude,
9,
he could have
and
a
he got
full tank,
gassed.
and he still would have gotten his ass beat.
No, totally.
It was
But he
skill
doesn't
set.
have good cardio though.
That's
is
what I'm
he's
saying.
Yeah.
He just doesn't.
yeah.
Here's the thing, dude.
He looks like
The
Francis
UFC
Ngannou.
You can see it in his face when he's like, "I'm out. I just want to be on my yacht."
He tapped to a neck crank. He didn't tap to a choke.
He
tapped to a-
literally
A neck
gave
crank.
up. You could just see it. He's just like, I'm done.
He's like,
Did you see
"This
how
only
he
gets
tapped
worse."
before he
He's
tapped?
like, "This only gets worse." Yes,
yeah,
I did
he's
see
like,
that.
I'm
UFC
done.
almost tapped,
Yeah,
and
and
he
is
he's like,
tapped
"No, I
the
do it."
worst at setting their. They love to set their stars up for failure. They never give them like Bellator. You can say whatever you want for
What?
Bellator.
I don't
They
think that's
love putting them in with fucking tomato cans. Boxing does it all the time. Tune-up fights. To throw Connor after 2 years off into there can
Yeah,
arguably
that's
hold
his
on,
fault. He took years off
arguably
to
be
go
called the
boxing. That's his
GOAT
fault.
at this
He
point.
ain't gonna fight himself like a tomato can with Conor
Yeah, I
McGregor.
don't think. I don't think.
No,
UFC
but here's
can
the
do
better
that.
fight. They should have done Conor versus Pettis. And then Ferguson versus Khabib, because that was going to be a fight before. And if Ferguson loses, it doesn't hurt the brand. Dude,
I think what they were setting up was
Pettis, and what if he loses to Pettis? Then what do you got?
But the odds on him
Then what do you have?
losing to Pettis fits into his skill set.
I think what they were setting up was they desperately wanted Conor to win this fight, Diaz to win on November 7th, and then the trilogy on January, whatever, fucking, Diaz and Conor trilogy as their super cash cow. And that's
They can still do a trilogy. They can still
the
do a trilogy.
sandcastle they were
Yeah,
building.
I think
and
the
they still
trilogy
can do
will
it.
always
But now
be-
they're going to do this rematch, and he's going to get his ass kicked in the rematch, and then who
Are
gives
they-
a
are they
fuck
doing
about
the
the
rematch
Diaz
or not?
trilogy?
Everybody's
They're not
talking
doing it,
over
are they?
each other. What? Go on. What?
They're not
Ari?
doing the rematch, are they?
Yeah,
No,
they're already in
talking about-
they're already in negotiations for it.
It's so annoying how they'll do whatever for Conor.
And what sucks is
No one else would
That's
get
true.
that.
They're
What
going
sucks
to
is
ruin that brand.
what set up the rematch wasn't the fight itself, which was boring. It's everything that happened after the fight set up the
Which
rematch,
they will use
which
in
is
promo.
so gay.
Yeah.
It's not really gay.
I mean that in
It
the
is a
most
happy
offensive way to gay people.
Listen. It's just the UFC is in deep shit. They can't. They're failing up. They keep selling and making new.
Ferguson not get a title shot.
What?
I was told Ferguson not get a title shot.
Because
He was
Dana
out-
White
He was
is
out for 6 months.
Dana White jumps
Yeah.
over dollars to make dimes.
Because my girlfriend doesn't know who Ferguson is. That's why. And I don't even have a girlfriend. But said girlfriend doesn't know who Ferguson is and knows who Conor is and knows who,
It's
He was
just
out
the
for 6 months. That's a normal amount of time to be in between fights.
Absolutely.
He was stripped immediately.
And Conor had his belts, what,
Are
2
you?
years?
He was stripped immediately.
immediately, dude.
Oh, that's bogus.
Well, here's the
Because
fact.
most fighters only fight once or
He was
twice a year
stripped when
anyway.
He was stripped when he fell over a wire that the UFC left out.
But
Yeah.
he had his sunglasses on inside.
So,
Well, I mean, like, there are some good fights on this card. The
that
UFC's
Ferguson
got
fight
problems.
was great. That Ferguson fight was
You know what
great.
the UFC is? UFC is like comedy clubs who thinks it's the comics' job to fill the room.
Yeah.
And they blame you for not being, even though
Absolutely.
they could make way more money than you.
Absolutely.
And that's really where we're at right now. And they have a marketing problem. The UFC, they don't know how to market their stars. They don't know how to do it.
What do you mean?
Dude,
who talk? Connor's huge.
yeah, but Conor did that. The UFC doesn't know how to make stars. The NBA knows how to make stars. The NBA, look at Donovan Mitchell in fucking Utah.
Yeah.
I mean, the dude, you have fucking small market teams that do really well because the NBA is much better at marketing. The UFC has no clue how to market people. They fucking rely on these guys to talk shit to get people interested. And it's just like, dude, there's some great fighters. You got to be active. You got to be pushing these people. And it's like there's some great fighters that nobody goes watches
That's
because
interesting.
the UFC doesn't know how to market these guys.
What did you guys think about the melee afterwards?
Yeah, I was going to say, but you agree that that was hilarious what Khabib did to Conor after?
I love it. I like Khabib. Now, he's got
I don't.
shady people in his fucking.
I was going to say,
absolutely.
they're like real gangsters.
No, they are like straight up Dagestanis.
They don't give a
fuck
fuck
with us.
about anything.
He wasn't playing any games. He was like,
His manager is a former terrorist, and that's a proven
Hey,
fact.
don't tell him that.
The reason
Khabib
they
will
had-
come
the reason
after
they had
you.
the thing with the bus was because Khabib's guys cornered one of Connor's guys and beat him up with a baseball bat.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't fuck around, dog.
Yeah.
I don't fuck around, dude. But there was great fights, and just like now, it's like Ferguson.
Dude, that fight with the big black dude was amazing. What an amazing
That was
knockout
great.
punch. What a great
And the
post-fight
best-
interview.
When he took his pants off, and he goes, "Why did you take your pants off?" And he goes, "My balls were hot."
He says something crazy each
My
time.
balls
was
were
hilarious.
hot.
Times better.
That's the great.
And you need, that's what
Have
made
you
the
seen-
UFC great before. These
My balls
crazy,
were hot.
crazy characters, man. Crazy fucking characters. This deal with the ESPN is going to blow up in their fucking faces. I'm telling you right now.
ESPN ruins everything.
They ruined
Yeah.
baseball with steroids. They ruined the NFLs with these concussions.
retards hitting free throws. They ruin everything.
Retards hitting free throws. That's
Yep.
what ESPN
Fucking
stands for
talking
now.
about, Jason.
I'm talking about this guy. let this retarded guy hit a free throw. They just put him in the game. Now you gotta fucking make this a whole fucking sweet story. Fuck you, TMZ, ESPN.
I thought that you thought that what he did after was bad when we were texting.
Who?
Khabib.
I thought it's a black eye on the sport.
Why is it a black
But
eye in the
how?
sport?
When
In the
Conor
sport where
does
you
that
give
every
black
time.
eyes.
I mean, is that a real
Yeah,
question?
why?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who gives a shit?
I
Fight
mean,
was over,
he
fucking
jumps
picked the
over
fight.
like that. There's children, there's families,
There's
people.
children.
Yeah,
Could be, could be,
There's no children.
wives. There could be anybody. There could be anybody.
Were there children
There's
at the
women, I'll
fight,
give you
Sam?
that.
Any civilian could get hurt in that. Any civilian could get hurt in
Dude,
that.
it doesn't go past the fence. It was all UFC and the corner people. There's 1,000. It's Vegas.
Yeah.
Dude, Vegas has 1,000 cops everywhere because every single one of those casinos are a bank. They're a giant bank and they have thousands and thousands of cops.
Right.
So it wasn't going to go anywhere. It is spectacular. It is. They are trying to take out
Well, then I'm in.
the outlaws
I'm back
of
in.
all sports.
Yeah.
Then I'm in.
I
If
don't-
it's all cops and just people that should be punched, then I'm in.
I don't condone what happened, but Conor caused that to happen because Conor can jump in the Bellator ring and like attack people. So like he deserves that to happen.
over
to him.
and
what,
over
what
again.
Conor's done is way worse.
That's what I mean.
Conor's
Only
done
that can
more
happen to
damage
Conor.
than
Any
this.
other
Yeah.
fight card, I'm like, that's uncalled for.
Well, Conor, even
This time it was
throwing that thing
deserved.
at just a bus of fighters was worse than this.
Oh, absolutely.
By the
Throwing
way,
the thing-
white athletes hanging out with Drake is the equivalent of black athletes dating Kardashians. It's never going to go well.
Yeah.
It's never going to go well. It
Yeah,
always
they-
crashes.
Please say
and
that
burns.
on stage.
Right? I mean, like
That's a
you're
great
walking
joke.
out with Drake.
That's a
That's
great joke.
voodoo, dude.
That's a great
That dude
joke.
is voodoo. Nobody does well. I mean, the Toronto Raptors, right?
They've killed our black athlete.
Yeah. Dude, the Kardashians they're witches and and it's black magic, dude.
It is.
How was
man.
it when Drake dated Serena Williams? Was she bad then?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, she's really never been bad.
No, she's always
Dude,
been
Pretty
dominant.
much just.
But I don't put
38
I don't
still destroy-
I don't put Drake in the Kardashian category.
No.
Kardashians with Lamar Odom, man.
Lamar Odom.
Lamar was living a good life.
Kanye.
Chris Humphries, what happened to
Chris
him?
Humphries.
He's like,
Who's that
99
receiver
cent
for
store.
the Cowboys?
Blake
That won,
Griffin
too?
is in Detroit right now because of the Kardashians.
and then they had the player on fucking Tristan Thompson. man.
yeah.
Thompson.
There was a receiver for the Cowboys that had
Miles
like one
Austin.
Miles Austin.
Miles
That's who it
Austin.
is.
Yeah.
Not Darius Miles. Miles
Where's
Austin.
He had a
That
great,
guy.
yeah. Reggie Bush ended his career.
Reggie Bush. Miles Austin had like a Pro Bowl year and then just disappeared.
You know what it is? It's just
Literally disappeared.
they bring so much attention that you can't focus on what you're supposed to do.
Yeah,
And
it is a
dude,
circus.
And when Blake Griffin started dating a Jenner, the Clippers like, nope. We put up with your stupid ass sketch show with Neil Brennan. Okay, we said that was all
Exactly
right.
what they
We
said.
let them fucking go. You're
Is
dating
that,
a Jenner.
were that the
too much-
exact words we put
Yeah,
up with your sketch show?
Yeah, I got a text from fucking Stephen Ballmer when he's at the Committee of 300 meeting, and he's like, dude, you're dating a Jenner? That is voodoo. There's never been a team that does well when they're dating a Kardashian. Look at the Houston Rockets.
They have
Remember
the
when James
analytics. Here's the
Harden?
analytics of the Kardashians right here.
Break it down, dude.
I would like to fuck every single one of them, including Bruce, and just give you guys like a play-by-play and be like, hey, my life got better after this one. Worse after this
Your
one,
luck,
better
your
after
life,
this one.
your life would get better.
What's up?
Your life would get better
Of course.
if you fucked a Kardashian.
First of all,
All
he's
of
a
ours
lot
would.
different
No.
than an NBA player. So yes, his life would get better.
Your life would get worse?
yeah.
I see who you fuck. Your life would get worse?
Courtney dated that like 24-year-old. She took him all over the
Come
world
on.
for free.
There's
Like, we would
no
get to see
question.
that. I would
There's
date
no
I'd be
question.
lesbian for a Kardashian.
Would you
My
be a
life would-
lesbian?
Absolutely.
And would
You
your,
would-
your life would get
She
worse?
totally would.
Let me just tell you, there's a couple things I know, and I know the Kardashians' vagina tastes like fucking sherbet. If there's anything they take care of with all the money they have,
Then
is their
just
vagina.
that alone, my life would get
I was
better.
What
gonna
kind of
say that
sherbet?
makes lesbianism
Yeah.
great.
What kind of sherbet?
I'm thinking strawberry, maybe.
I don't
Orange sherbet.
Orange sherbet.
I don't care if it-
It's got to taste
I don't
like
care
the
if it tastes
best
like
vagina you've ever eaten in
I don't
your
care if
life.
it tastes like butthole sherbet. I'm in.
Their buttholes probably taste amazing as well.
Yeah.
There's no way they don't have a team that works on those holes. That's all they do. Team Hulk.
Of
And they
course they
just
do.
go into
But
work.
that's what I don't understand. Like, these guys make so much money. Like, why not just sleep with them? They don't have to. You don't have to make them your girlfriend.
Because the people in their ears are telling them that this will get them the exposure to get an even bigger contract,
Jeez.
to get bigger shoe deals. And it's just like, you just dance with the devil, man. You dance with the devil. They are literal witches. I don't mean that figuratively. They are literal witches. They are into the voodoo, the color schemes.
That's all they are, dude. They're fucking black snake charmers.
Yeah.
That's what they are.
Well,
they
then
just
look what they
sit-
did
They
the
go
fu-
to a club and they sit in front of a basket and they play a flute and some black boner like
Big
a
black
cobra
dick
comes
comes
out.
That sounded so fucked up. Black snake charmer.
That's what they are.
Black
Look
dick.
at the- all you gotta do is look at the track
I
record.
can't follow you down the rabbit hole on that one. Dude.
Strange times, dude. Strange times. Yeah, I don't know what the UFC is going to do, man. If they set up, listen, what they have to be like, we have to make all this $4 billion back now, because that's the only reason they would make the Conor fight immediately when they realize he's completely outclassed.
Here's my problem. This is from an
And also, everybody knows how to beat him. Just take him down. Just stay away from the punch and take him down.
yeah.
That's why I think
That's
Pettis
true.
would have been a better fight.
He
I know,
loses
but you
two.
can't do that with a champion.
If he loses 2 fights in a row like this, the next one,
Let's
let's say
Jones right into the title fight. You're supposed to be the best. You're not on your way up. He's not some actor trying it.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
people need warm-up fights. It happens all the time.
but I don't think he's gonna get one.
Yeah,
I
and
don't
if
think
he had
Conor.
the
I don't
belt,
think
like,
Conor
how could
gets
he
one.
have fought someone without a
So
belt.
if
He-
Let's
he
say
was
Conor.
too up.
Let's say Conor loses his next 2 fights. You're done.
Yeah, but that's
No,
what
you
I'm
can
saying.
And that's
you
their
can still
guy.
say yes,
I don't
sure.
know, man. You guys don't get what I'm saying. That's why you throw him in with people that
I
skill
know,
set
but
can
inter-
be. Anthony
Who wants
Pettis
to watch him against-
hasn't been the
he's not
same
even a
since he
main
lost
guy.
his
I
fuck.
want to watch
I am
Conor
actually
get a
agreeing with
fight.
you. I'm actually agreeing with you.
But Khabib had the
I'm
belt
saying
and
the
Conor had the
UFC
belt, so
won't
how
do
could they
that.
do that?
Because
Yeah.
Conor has had the belt for 2 years, and there's been interims since that. So technically, he didn't have the belt.
Khabib does,
technically,
though.
Ferguson should been that fight. Anthony Pettis has not been the same fighter since they started doing stringent drug testing. Him, Johnny Hendricks, who's retired, they haven't been the same fighter. It's a much better fight. He already lost to Khabib, so if you go, oh, what if he loses the fucking to Pettis? It's okay because you still have that Khabib fight down there if he puts a couple wins together.
It's also a sport. You can't just take the top guys and be like, don't let them fight each other.
No.
They
They do it all the time in boxing. They give these guys a couple people to one, maybe 2 warm-up fights.
Well, you
feel
know,
like if this
it's
He didn't get injured. He fucking took off time on his own. You don't get time off. Go fucking.
He took time off to make $150 million in
Well,
one fight.
What you know is interesting. This is the difference between UFC and boxing in a nutshell. I'm a huge boxing fan. I'm starting to get into UFC. But one thing that a major difference is every fucking fight in the UFC is a Super Bowl. Like they instead of spreading them out.
16-0 before you fight anybody good.
Yeah. You know, and one thing that the boxing does, they know how to build fights, and I think that's what Sam is speaking to is, you know, they'll keep certain fighters away from each other for a certain amount of time to build value, and then when it's a big event, it's a huge event. It seems like every UFC fight, it's like having 8 Super Bowls in a year. It's like after a while, the Super Bowl's not going to be the Super Bowl,
Right.
and that's just me from the outside looking in. It's like, damn, another huge fight.
14 belts in boxing, and there's 1 belt in the UFC.
They
So-
should have more belts.
Yeah,
They're adding 7 new divisions.
Are they?
good.
That's what they're saying because there's so many more fighters now. And there's so many more fights. It's like they're
Should be
doing
every
it
either
65.
5 pounds or 10 pounds.
And for us,
100%
and
agree
another
with
thing
you.
that I find interesting, and you're talking about marketing, is, you know, you have all these great fighters in UFC, but the purses don't even match up to boxing purses,
And that's a
Well,
big
that's
problem.
why.
which is really interesting for a sport that's so popular.
Yep.
Well, that's, I
It's
have
also
a theory
a
on
sport
this.
that's only 20 years old, basically.
I have a theory that we're a country of workers, and we don't like seeing workers get shammed, and screwed. Like, why did Walmart? Okay, we're giving, because people stopped going to Walmart because they knew they weren't paying their employees as much. Dude, the NFL. Why? I think a big part of the NFL, people are like, these players are getting fucked by these owners. We're a country of workers. The UFC, I think that's a real big problem for them right now, is we see these people, these fighters do in these huge fights, walking out with a couple hundred. Why Dana White, who is a wonderful person, when I met him, he's been nothing but a gentleman, and he's a businessman. You got to be a shrewd businessman. But the fact that Dana White makes more in a fight than the guys who are fighting, I have a problem with that.
Yeah. Well, I didn't know it was to that extent.
Well, then you have a problem with all major sports.
I listen. The owners in baseball, but the baseball has a wonderful union, and they get paid very well.
That union is insane.
Union.
What's
the
that?
The thing is, the UFC fighters have become bigger because they're in the UFC. Whereas boxers, you can just fight on your own if you want. There's separate promoters.
Yeah, but you don't get big unless you play ball. You get the right promoter. You get on Showtime, HBO, or whatever.
That's a good point Ari made. That I never looked at. So UFC in itself, because you're involved,
almost a
in
monopoly.
UFC, yeah. Okay.
Almost a monopoly.
You get in there. They've made you the name because they're giving you the fucking
being in Bellator is like being in like the fucking Arena Football League.
Look who's on this card. It's the biggest card that they've had, and they put the Karate Hottie, who's like a number 8 ranked fighter, where they're like, hey, we can push her and make her bigger right now by giving her eyeballs.
Yep, and that's exactly what they did.
And they're like, she doesn't deserve all that. We deserve a lot of that for making her.
Well, it's what you're seeing right now is like women. It's kind of like women were, when Dana White says, hey, I will never have women in the UFC. And then 5 years ago, or like whatever, Ronda Rousey came in 6-7 years ago, now they're in it. So it's like there's like kind of a vacuum of like, hey, anybody who wants to fight, any chicks want to, like if you start boxing right now, you could get in the UFC if you fucking played your cards right.
Who's the hottest chick that can take a punch?
Yeah.
Karate Hottie. Her nickname is Karate Hottie.
Well, how about the other chick who came to the weigh-ins?
Pushing her?
I know. Well, here
she's number 8 in that division. She's done more magazine covers than anybody else in that division.
Like Danica Patrick.
Yeah, I was just going to bring up Nanny.
Good analogy. Yeah. Great. Yeah, that's exactly right. Yep.
Yeah. Well, I think with the women, it's such an anomaly to have women in that particular sport that it's easier to market them because, like, oh, look at what women aren't supposed to do. They're not supposed to fight. She has great tits. She's pretty. Let's put her in a magazine.
I love
same thing with Patrick.
They're not in their fight technique. They're promoting their look still.
Yeah.
And why are people doing more of a tit kick? Like a tit kick would be like a dope move if you were fighting a woman.
I don't think that's legal.
But does it hurt when you get punched in the tits?
Yes.
So why don't they do that? Well, I mean,
it's legal.
It's illegal to get punched in the tits
right now. Let's see what happens.
Especially when they're like full of milk. It's just.
Oh, that'd be great. And it just explodes like a cow hit by a car.
Yeah, like Max kicks me all the time, and I'm like, leave me alone.
As she's grabbing her tits right now.
Like
you having flashbacks?
PTSD. It's a painful thing.
So especially when they're filled with milk.
Sammy,
You're so tender.
you're on today. A cow hit by a car.
Women wear shorts in UFC. Do they wear like what do they wear?
What do you mean?
What's that?
Don't they wear like biker shorts?
Well, they dress like they're swimmers from the 1920s sometimes.
You said they
Can you get the puss? What's the story there?
All right, put on your old fucking 1920s swimsuit.
Yeah.
All this stuff hurts. It's like we can't kick you in the balls. Like our vaginas hurt too. It's a bone right
So
there.
if I kick you in the vagina, it hurts?
Dude, I'll kick in the twat right now.
It's a bone. It's like kicking you in the ribs.
The old twat kick.
But if you got kicked in the vagina, that I imagine that would hurt, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was
Getting kicked anywhere probably hurts.
Ball kick would.
Yeah.
Solid point.
Yeah, I think balls
Getting
are worse.
kicked.
That's like
Balls
your
are
most
way
Getting
spot.
kicked
worse.
hurts.
Yeah.
Ball kick, you can just go like this to somebody and like fucking double them over. That's
Yeah.
all you got to do.
All right, what are you doing right now?
Ball kick could pretty much stop anybody.
Yeah.
For a moment of time.
I'll go straight up Krav Maga and punch somebody in the nuts in a heartbeat. I don't even give a shit.
Dude, I'll bite you in the teeth.
I'll bite you.
That's crazy. Now you know I'm crazy.
Yeah, yeah.
If I'm
He
biting
bit my
you in the
tooth,
teeth,
dude.
yeah.
You just chips
He
the
bit my.
teeth.
How come I haven't seen that in World Star Hip Hop?
To
What
threats
happened to
of, I will
World Star?
bite
It used to
I
be
will
big.
bite you in the teeth. I will
I never
fucking
thought about
bite you
that.
in
You're
the teeth.
right. Like there was a time in my life where I went to World Star Hip Hop every day, and I haven't been there forever. Yeah, did it go away?
I know the guy died. The one dude died.
one of the
guy who
owners of the
created
thing?
it, yeah.
Oh, well, that's what happened.
That's a great brand.
I literally went
hate
to
that
there
brand.
all the
You
time.
hate it?
hated
I
it?
hate it.
Why did you hate it?
Because it's one of those things where I wish it wasn't exposed to the public, because it's mostly black people doing shit.
Oh, I
Worldstar
never thought about
Hip-Hop.
that. I never thought about that. To me, I was just like, finally, there's a website where there's a lot of parking lot fights.
Is it Worldstar Hip Hop the equivalent of like Fox
never thought about the
Television,
race-
where it
race
just shows
aspect.
you the worst of your
Yes,
people?
Absolutely.
Oh,
know?
I get that.
Absolutely.
I never thought about that.
Yeah, because you're not black. You wouldn't have to.
I
I
thought
understand
about
that.
that, but I kept watching.
Of course. I mean, I would watch too.
I just want to watch crackheads jump off a building.
It's this the worst. You know, when me and my friends say this is like, go to World Star Hip Hop, this is the best, worst shit ever. That's what we say. This is the fucking worst, but we can't stop watching.
I used to call it BurgerKingFights.com
Man.
because it's always like a fast food chain.
It is
But-
empty calories entertainment.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, I'm not doing this bad.
Yeah.
2 pregnant chicks at a McDonald's throwing. I'm not that. And my life's not going that bad.
I mean,
But what's so
you see
weird-
some fucked up things on World Star.
Well, you know what now is like, and I do this, I talk about this on stage about, nobody breaks fights up anymore.
Oh, no.
People are too busy fucking getting their phones
No.
out.
Yeah, that's true.
Back in the day, like I was doing a show in Ventura at the Ventura Harbor Comedy Club.
I broke up a fight at the Vikings-Rams game.
Let me tell you something. If I get my ass whooped on camera and my friends were there, I'm fucking all my friends up.
Yeah.
Like, dude, you're
You're more
recording
mad at
this?
them. You're more mad at them than the
Absolutely.
guy you punched.
Yeah, it's like
Absolutely.
You
That's a
recorded
great
me getting
point.
my ass whooped.
That's a great
and
point.
you didn't help out. You didn't step
I
in
broke
at
up
all.
a fight between 2 complete strangers at Vikings-Rams when we're leaving. We're leaving this, and this guy's like behind us, and he's so annoying, and I could see him getting drunk.
That's the
But he's a younger
worst.
guy. I get it.
Yeah.
And we're all kind of like making fun of him. And at the end of every quarter, we would all switch seats because we had 8 seats in a row. Me, Ren, Azizi, a bunch of
So
us.
everybody can hold hands with each other.
It's just like, I don't want the same dick in my mouth for 4 quarters.
All right.
But then, so when we're leaving, this guy that was, you could progressively see him get drunker and drunker and drunker, you know. And we're all kind of like making fun of the same guy. And then he's like getting into a fight with somebody at the end of the game. And I literally had to like just separate both of them. Because I've already talked to this guy several times. Separated him, I'm like,
Hey, give me the speech you gave to them to realize that they're all just people on a planet hurling through fucking space and that they should just love each other. What was your speech? Let me hear it.
you've had too much to drink. You've had too much to drink. Can I borrow $20?
And that's
And
how
the
it's
fight
like-
ended.
Yeah. And then like, yeah. And then it ended.
Were you
'Cause
like
if
Matt
anyone knows
Sarah? Did you
drunken
get him
knees,
on the
Jayson
ground?
was
and
there.
My
tell
biggest
security
fear,
came?
my biggest fear was like, because we were way at the top,
Oh boy.
way at the top. My
Somebody getting
biggest fear
thrown
was
off.
like, yeah, or not thrown off that way, but just like you
Tumbling?
push somebody where everybody's leave. It's like it's a bowling ball.
Yeah.
Like a bunch of people get hurt.
Did you really stop it?
I
don't
just
know.
got in between them.
Yeah.
I used to be the break up the fight guy. and then
Yusef and I got in between, all of those people.
Not
Yusuf
anymore.
getting in a fight at a
I
football game.
stopped.
would be
Yusuf
great.
loses fights all the time, like with the hairstylist, with that haircut his new haircut.
I like it. You don't
Fuck
like it?
Yusuf.
You hate it? I actually like it.
No, I'm joking.
Oh, I think it looks good for him. You had a mohawk.
Yeah, it's a weird look.
I liked it when you had it. It
Yeah.
looked good on you too. I thought.
No, it didn't. I had a gut. You can't have a mohawk and a gut. It's just a bad look.
I'm just talking about neck up.
Isn't that like Fat Mike though? Isn't? feel
Yeah, I
like
guess,
punk
but he's
rockers
been
do
doing
that.
it forever. It's brand. But when you have a mohawk and a gut, it's like anarchy. If I could get off my couch, I'm a lazy fuck. You know, it's just like it's a bad look. It's a bad look.
I mean, body down, yeah, but neck up. I thought it looked good on you. I could not have a mohawk. You and Nick pulled it off
You
good.
should
What are you
try.
wearing
couldn't-
now,
no,
Sam?
no
What
way.
are you just?
I mean, my
Just
hair's
gotta-
not looking good right now, but
He's got the Hitler haircut.
No, I don't know what this is.
Hitler.
This is just called comb it so it looks like I have full head of hair.
You aren't balding.
I'm not balding. but I got a
No,
little
no,
thinning
you
going
won't go
on.
bald.
No.
Yeah,
I don't think you'll
you'd
go
have gone
bald.
bald.
Do you
already.
think LeBron's HGHing?
Oh, fuck,
Oh,
man.
He's
Oh,
got
here we
Rogan.
go. Hard hitting question.
Sam is positive that he has been on steroids since he was 13.
No,
All right,
I'm not
let's
saying that.
let's look at it from a different perspective. Not just as an
Let's remix
athlete.
it.
As an athlete nowadays, especially if you're competitive, it would almost be impossible not to be doing something.
Yeah.
I think they all are to a certain
Do
extent.
they not test in the NBA?
I think they test in the NBA just like they test
they,
in the
Sam?
NFL. You telling me no players in the NFL are using steroids?
Well, they all are.
You know,
Okay.
it's just like.
And here's the thing:
come on,
even
man.
if LeBron failed, they would never tell you. He's
Probably
too
right.
important. It's like Tiger Woods. I have an opinion that Tiger Woods is probably back on the sauce, and nobody would ever bust him because he's too important to tennis.
He's drinking?
Yes.
What do you mean, sauce?
Sauce.
Tiger Woods is important to
HGH.
tennis.
Oh, juice.
Yeah. I
Sauce
mean, he's
is-
back on
I thought
fucking
you were saying he was
HGH and
drinking.
Waffle House pussy.
Why is no one talking about how he said he's important to tennis?
Who?
He said Tiger Woods is
No, to
important
golf.
to tennis. You said tennis.
She was offended by that. She was so offended by that.
Tiger Woods.
Why
is
hasn't anybody
important to
corrected him?
tennis.
Why
I
is
know a little bit about sports, but I knew that
Fight
was
Nanny
wrong.
coming in strong.
Fight Nanny
Fight
says
Nanny.
three
you were
words.
disgusted by that.
And
She's like,
the most
why
important
didn't
3
anybody
words of
correct
this
him?
I
show.
was just like, none of you heard
Tiger
this.
Woods is important to tennis.
Is that the name of the episode?
I mean, when he won
I
that
think Johnny
tournament,
died
the
an
amount
hour
of people
ago.
that were following him
Went
when they
nuts.
did that wide shot of the
Oh yeah, and it's like
the
a
whole
thou- like-
tournament was following him. That's just
Oh, dude, I've been there.
he's
I've
a
been to Tiger Woods
he's a
tournament.
Conor
Oh,
McGregor.
really?
He's the Conor McGregor of golf.
Ari. What is that like, man?
It's okay. So you have like, and this is like, he wasn't even in contention.
Ari looks
But,
like
like-
he's in a horror movie right now.
Holy shit! Go ahead.
Guys, I'm alone
know.
and I'm scared.
So I'm sitting at I think the 12th hole, par 3 on the greens, and it's fine. It's like whatever. And then it starts getting busier and busier and busier. And then as Tiger comes up,
it was
like
about
maybe 1 or
15
2
when they knew
before
he
him.
was going to win.
What?
Like the 15th hole, they knew he was going to win, so everybody converged on him from 15 to 18.
Yeah, he was
Oh,
talking.
no,
He was talking about a
this is-
tournament
this is
that he
Tiger
went to.
Woods. This isn't
Oh,
when
yeah.
he's going to win. This is when he's not even in contention.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
I'm saying so he tees off on 3 and then starts walking, and everybody else just starts walking while players are trying to tee off. There's cranes are moving.
Holy
You
shit!
have like 300 people moving, and these other guys like, can you just shut the fuck up and be respectful of golf?
Yeah.
Wow.
Be respectful of golf.
Wow.
Respect golf.
Where did you see?
He starts walking, and everyone just starts mass exiting.
What course did you see him play at?
That was TPC at Avenel in outside DC.
Wow. That's cool. That about to be a cool experience.
Were you walking and following him, or were you? Just...
No, we were just sitting at 12. It was pretty cool to watch
Okay.
them hit approach shots real close. It was a short par 4 where people could drive the green. So we were just kind of watching there for a little while.
I feel like
And,
the par 3s would be a fun one to just drop camp on.
Oh yeah. You just kind of walk around. It's fun. You walk around, you find some shade, and you're like, I'll sit here for a bit. It's really kind of fun. Plus on a Thursday, which is where we went, there's nobody out.
Yeah.
Oh, that's fun.
That's kind of cool. I had no idea Ari was such a big sports fan.
Huge one.
Yeah,
I don't
huge.
even.
It's
I
dope.
I
Yeah,
couldn't
huge.
go watch golf. I barely
I
can
could.
stand it.
I would want to go see Tiger just to experience
said
it.
you
Just
saw
just
him?
Dude,
see
you
it.
get
drink
that.
some beers, fucking sit out, you smoke some reefer. It's a nice
Yeah.
stroll in the park.
That
It
sounds-
doesn't really matter.
All
anyone
that
ever
sounds
noticed that-
perfect.
It's like being in
That sounds
Central
awesome.
Park while people hit golf balls in front of you.
Has anyone ever noticed that Tiger Woods and Steve Byrne have the exact same voice?
So,
Well, I never.
Muppet.
I can't. I got to think of Bernie's voice. I can't.
It's the exact. Well, when they both kind of. They both have that, like,
Is that your
they're
burn?
Asian,
Is
but
that
white
is
guy
that your
voice.
burn?
Yeah.
Sam's the best at
What's
impressions
going
on
on?
this
You know,
show.
I can't do it.
That's also his Irish impression, his Conor McGregor impression, and his.
Real quick, where did you
Chinese
start doing
impression.
comedy?
Where?
Yeah.
I started here in L.A.
We're at the Laugh Factory?
No, first place I ever went on stage was a place called the Birdland West in Long Beach, and it was hosted by D.L. Hughley, and
Wow.
it was the.
How long ago was this?
This was the Apollo. This was in '95, and it was like the Apollo of the
Long
West
Beach.
Coast. Of the West Coast, like you would get
That was your first spot?
Yeah, because one of my boys at the barbershop used to say, man, you should do comedy, you should do comedy, you should do comedy. I didn't even know that there were places where black people did comedy. And they used to go to this place every Tuesday night, and it was jam-packed. He's like, yo, I know the chick who runs this place. I can get you 5 minutes. And I put it off for about a year.
That's a lot of time when you're starting.
Yeah.
5 is a lot.
So I put it off for about a year, but then, you know, everybody in the barbershop started calling me like, you come in here every week and you talk shit. You should at least give it a try.
Do you go hang in a barber shop? Is
Oh,
that
dude,
is that what
when
people
you when you get a haircut.
People, I mean, just generally not talking about black people.
If you go get a haircut, like say I took you to a barbershop, me and you'd show up now and you probably wouldn't get into the chair until 4:30. I don't know why. We just sit and talk shit and you're sitting there like, dude, I gotta go. I've been here since fucking noon. Can I get my haircut? So it was just one of those things where we would catch up, current events, discuss politics. That's why they're trying to do all these theme type shows around the barbershop, because in the community is such a big thing. But fast forwarding to the Birdland, I watched just to watch, 'cause I'd never been to a live comedy show. At the end of the comedy show, DL just comes, he's like shaking hands. He comes up to me, he's like, hey man, did you enjoy the show? And in my mind I'm going, why the fuck did this guy come up to me? I goes, yeah, I'm actually thinking about doing comedy. He goes, you should do it. Pats me on the shoulder, then takes off. Then maybe 6 months later.
How old are you in your life there?
I was 25.
Okay, yeah.
And at that time, I was working at Delta Airlines, and I happened to be working with his father at Delta Airlines.
Wow.
It was just a crazy how everything just kind of mixed at that point. And I remember I had went and did comedy with him. DL kind of told me the places to go. And then one day I'm at work and I get called out of the bin, and it was DL's father. I know his father's like, hey man, I heard you doing that comedy stuff. And I go, yeah. And he goes, you might know my son. I go, who's your son? He goes, Daryl. And I was like, I don't know any Daryl. And he goes, oh, you might know him as DL. I said, DL Hughley's your son? So I go to the break room. I call DL on the phone. I was like, yo, dude, I work with your dad. He was like, nigga, you work at Delta? I was like, yeah, that's just,
wow.
That's how it kind of came.
Crazy,
and then
dude.
he mentored me like the first part of my career, but that's where I started.
That's amazing.
And I didn't do a mainstream room until like almost 3-4 years into doing comedy. I was just scared to. I didn't realize it. And then DL was like, hey, how come you're not ever at the store, at the Laugh Factory, the Improv? And then I said, I don't know, man. I don't know if they'd get me. And then DL goes, we barely get you. and then I ended up,
man. You're a killer.
Thank you, man. And I ended up going and started working the other rooms. But it goes back to what I was telling you. Growing up, like I never went north of Wilshire for anything. You know, I just stay in the South Bay area.
Right.
Long Beach is a wonderful comedy town.
Yes, because
it's a wonderful.
And
comedy
Long Beach
town.
has gotten like every year or two, Long Beach gets hipper, better.
Yes.
Like the train. Then the train came down. Then first they had the fucking what's that big ass Queen Mary.
The Queen Mary was
and
very
then that
popular.
became cool. And then now the train comes down there and it loops around and comes all the way back. Like it's slow. Long Beach is a hot spot to me.
Well, Long Beach is the only place I think that's close to Hollywood that makes you feel like you're on the road when you perform there.
Yeah, it's the first one.
Yeah, you feel like you're doing a road gig. It doesn't feel like you're performing
Yeah.
in LA when you're performing in Long Beach. You know,
And
that's why
there's
I think
really nowhere in the valley that gives you that same feeling.
No, it
but
still
Long
feels-
Beach does give you
it
that.
gives you
And
that
it's the
feel.
same distance.
Yeah.
But the valley just feels like you're in the fucking valley.
Yeah.
But Long Beach makes you feel like you're somewhere else.
Then you think like that's where Pryor recorded that one. You know, his best special to me is he recorded at the Long Beach Terrace Theater when he had Patti LaBelle open up for him.
It's
you
a
know
wonder.
how big you have
love-
to be to have Patti LaBelle open your comedy
that. Can you imagine
special.
If you had to make a bet on who's the biggest comic ever, who would you have it in? I mean, socially, we understand what Richard Pryor did, but in terms of a five-tool player, who do you think's the biggest? And if you had to make a bet, would you use Bet DSI? Bet DSI for all your bet needs. That's right. Go to Bet DSI. Use Punch 25. Get $25 betting cash. What? God, dude, I'm passionate about Bet DSI, dude.
That's your segue.
Yeah, I had to get it in.
We talk sports
I thought that
for
was
95 minutes.
Yeah.
Okay. That's
And now
good.
we're talking
had
about
to get it
comedy and we
down,
got to do
right?
the best.
I get it, but I'm just saying
who's the
adorable.
best? If you had to
But
bet
when you say
using
five
Bet
tools,
DSI.
but are you talking about skill set, like who I feel is a good
Overall,
comedian,
the
or just
best.
that they put up numbers?
Everything. If
Well,
you had to put it all together.
I mean, there's just so many things to take into context, but I mean, Eddie Murphy has the highest grossing, stand-up movie of all time. He grossed $50 million for a concert film in the 80s. That's insane. For a comedy, think about that. A comedy
I
special.
put 100 people
I
in
was thinking
Brea
about
on
comedian the other
Wednesday.
day and how crazy it was that everybody listened to it. There's no more biggest comedian in the world. There's big comics, Russell,
Yeah.
but there's no more clearly the biggest one in the world.
Yeah.
And he was everybody knew about him.
Everybody knew about him. And then I think after that, people discount this. Like after Eddie kind of faded away, of course, Steve Martin had his run, but then Dice.
He was just big. He wasn't the biggest in the world
Exactly.
like Eddie Murphy was.
Yeah. And then Dice Clay had a fucking huge run, at that period of time when he did Madison Square Garden. Everybody's like, who
Where's
the fuck
Kevin
is this?
Hart fit in the whole thing?
Well, as far as right now, if you're saying biggest comic in the world as far as numbers, it would have to be him, I would think. But like Ari said, there's a lot of comics doing. I mean, Sebastian is doing 4 Madison Square Gardens.
4 Madison Square Gardens.
4, dude.
4 Gotham.
That's insane. But
I
but
couldn't
then somebody
even sell out the bathroom stalls in a bathroom at Madison Square.
But one of the
Garden.
most incredible things I've heard as far as Kevin did Madison Square Garden twice in one night. So that means you fill an arena, empty it, clean it, and
That's
fill
what
it up
Sebastian's
again.
doing. He's doing Friday and Saturday 2 shows.
And that's crazy.
That's crazy.
And
dude.
then you take somebody. There's certain guys who can do arenas in certain markets. Right now, Kevin can do an arena in every single market, and I don't know anybody who's doing that right now. If you're talking about right now,
Dude.
Guys, use the code PUNCH25. What does that get you, Sam?
$25 back in cash.
Free fucking money? What? I get free fucking money? $25 free dollars? And whatever you put in extra, guess what they do?
They match it.
They double it. I throw $50 in, they throw $50 in. Now you have $125 to bet with, where you only put $50 in. And here comes our locks of the week. Ari, we talked about it the other day.
Week.
Yep, we talked about it on Sunday night. You and I were talking. I am 4-1 on my locks of the week. Nice. Ari, what are you?
1-0.
Yes, he just started doing it. And
Lock of the week.
I know you took your loss week 4 because you were 3-0 first half, and then now you're 0-2 first half.
Yeah.
Raiders.
Yeah.
So the first half's going away.
Yeah.
What is our locks of the week? Ari, do you have one?
I gotta find the odds.
I will go with, here comes my lock of the week. Ooh, Bears Dolphin.
what's the spread? Bears Dolphins.
I don't know what the spread is. I almost don't care what the spread is.
Who's Kansas City playing?
Kansas City's playing the Patriots on the road.
That's going to be a hell of a game.
That's a hell of a game.
Only because they're playing in New England.
In New England, and dude, they're just so smart.
Yeah.
They're just,
Belichick will have something planned for
a 3-2.
Mahomes.
A 3-2 Patriots to me is like an angry rattlesnake in a corner.
I agree.
Like you know, you're just like, oof, I don't want to fuck with that.
If Kansas City could get pressure on Brady, I'd have more confidence in
And
Kansas City.
they're
But
missing
their defense is awful.
And
Yeah,
they're
defense sucks.
missing
Yeah,
a
their
couple
defense
defensive
sucks.
stars. Seahawks Raiders.
I'll wrap it up. Who you got?
Seahawks Raiders. Well, you know I'm going with my Raiders. They better not lose that damn game to the Seahawks.
I'm gonna go with. I'm just gonna randomly throw someone out there. Denver.
Who does Denver play?
I'll go the opposite way. I'll go Rams.
Rams are playing Denver. Denver's playing.
Yep.
Oh fuck.
Rams Broncos. Teams lock of the week.
Where
Wait,
they?
was the one you
All right, I'm
lost
gonna
in lock of the
change
week
it.
the one that you took against me?
What's up?
Your one loss on lock of the weeks last week was the one you bet against me.
Me?
No, I don't know.
No,
Yeah,
not.
Didn't you take the Rams against my lock of the week when I went against the Rams?
No, I didn't. Rams Vikings. I took Rams Vikings that week. That's the game we went to.
Yeah.
But they won. But they
No,
didn't.
no. Last week when I said lock of the week was that Rams would not cover against Seattle, and you were like Rams will cover against Seattle.
Yeah, that's my loss
Yeah. Okay.
because they won, but they didn't cover.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. All right, guys. Consider it sucked, bro.
Yeah.
Great meeting you, man. Thanks
Nice
for being
meeting
on the
you, man.
show.
Thanks for having me on,
Ari,
guys.
I can't wait till you're in the studio in a couple weeks. Nanny.
Yes.
All
drove
right.
all the way here
Good
to
talking
do
to you. Good seeing
nothing.
you, bro.
Yeah.
Bye,
You
guys.
too.
Love you.
Thank you.
Suck it.